I've ranked close to 1,000 keywords on Google Maps. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I get citations for my clients. Follow my method. You could do it yourself. Watch this. So I want to show you how we rank this client, Forster Electric. Well, once we optimize the website, then we optimize their Google business profile, and then we showed them how to get reviews. The next thing we worked on was getting citations. And just to make sure that we're all on the same page, a citation is your name, address, and phone number on another website. That's basically what it is. Your name, address, and phone number on another website. You'll notice that Forster Electric, for example, I just put in their name and their town up on top. You'll notice that they have a Yelp page, a Facebook page. They have a Better Business Bureau page, MapQuest, and in this video, I'm going to show you how you could do this yourself. So this is the most important part of this video, making sure that your citations are indexed by Google. All that means is that Google's able to see your Yelp page or your Thumbtack page, right? That's all that means, that they're able to crawl that page. They're able to see that page. Google recognizes that page. Google knows that you have a Forster Electric page on Yelp. I can't say it any other way. That's what indexed means. Google sees that page. Here's how you check. You just go to site semicolon and you put in your Yelp address. Don't just put in yelp.com. You put in the address right here. You just copy and paste. You copy this address. Now you could do this for all your citations. When you buy citations or you get citations by doing them manually, which I'll show you how to do, you have to make sure that Google recognizes them. If not, you did all the work for nothing. Okay, so what you do is you just go over to Google, you type in site, semicolon, and then you paste in the address. When you paste in the address, you will be able to see your Yelp citations, but it's just for Forster Electric, okay? Now, you may be saying, well, how do I know if they're not indexed by Google? Google cannot see my citations. Very simple. I made this up. I made up Forster, AH, right? Just to give it a different name, Electric. And you'll notice that Google can't find Forster Electric. You'll see this exact. You need to do this with all your citations. Every time you either buy a citation or make your own citation, you need to see, give it about 7 days. Then you need to do site semicolon and the full address. Okay, not just yelp.com. You need to type in or copy and paste in the full Yelp address for your business. Okay, this is what it looks like when Google can see your citation, see that you're listed on Yelp, and this is what you'll see. If Google can't see it, I'm going to show you how to get your citations. There's a website called Index Me Now, and it's about 50 cents per index. And then you wait about 7 days and you put the address in and it should go from this. Guys, this is the most important portion of the lesson. If you don't get this part, then you're wasting your time and you're wasting your money. Make sure that directories that you buy, that you put your name, address, and phone number, your NAP in, you make sure that they are indexed. Even professionals miss this part. So guys, I believe I said earlier in this video that when you get citations, there are specific citations for your industry. In this example, I'm using an electrician. So let's go to electrician. If I click that right there, you will notice these are the directories that I need to have my business in. Now, one is really hard, local.yahoo.com. I believe the only one that sells this directory is Yext. However, there is a sneaky way to get in through the back end and get local.yahoo, but it's really tough. And I don't even know if it's worth all the effort. But you want to get in all these directories here. The easiest way to do it is just go to Moz. Let me get that for you. Okay. Just go to Moz. I'll put the address on the bottom. Well, actually, you could just do it this way. Watch this. Just go to Moz Citations, put that into Google, and just scroll down. But I'll put it in the description below. And you click citations by category. Click your category. So, for example, if you're an attorney, you click that, and you'll see the top citations for attorneys. Now, you'll notice that these directories are different than auto repair. Look at this, lawyers.findlaw.com, whereas for auto repair, FindLaw, it's Edmunds, right? That's specific just for auto repair. So you need these top 10 directories. If you get 8 out of 10 or 7 out of 10, that's good enough. It's okay. You don't need the local.yahoo.com. Believe me, you could rank in Google Maps without that one. Hey guys, if you're getting any value out of this video, please like and subscribe. Also, please feel free to ask any questions. Use the keyword local SEO so Google recognizes this video as a local SEO or Google Maps video. Thank you, guys. Okay, guys, let's jump into getting citations. I got a couple of tricks here that you may be interested in. So the first website that I like to buy citations from is called WhiteSpark. Now, it's not .com, it's whitespark.ca. And you just come over here and you could get, we see where it says Yext replacement. You could just click that. You could buy your local directories here, and they set everything up for you. The next one is called BrightLocal, and that is another reputable place to buy citations. Another place is Yext. I'm going to tell you the thing that I like and I don't like about Yext. The thing I like about Yext is that everything's in one place. You have a dashboard, you put in all your information, and it's either $500 or $1,000 per year. I forget. I think it's $500 a year. The thing I don't like about them, and I could be wrong about this because I haven't used them in several years, is that what Google is trying to do, Google's trying to constantly save resources. So for example, if you put in a 100-word description about your business, and you put that on 100 different directories, Google is not going to index those directories because they have the same exact information. So keep this in mind. You want different content on different directories. You do not want to put the same content that you put on Yelp that you do on yellowpages.com. Okay? You want to put different pictures and different content on each one. One that I like, I'll tell you, is Fiverr. And I'll tell you what I like about Fiverr. One, you could find some really good sellers. Just look for a 5-star seller. And the thing I really like about that is that you could just give them your industry and your area, and they will create citations, the best citations for your area. Now, the thing that you want is if you're located in the United States, you want USA citations. That's the first thing. So write that down. You need USA citations. The next thing is you want to make sure that you let them know you want a spreadsheet of all the usernames and passwords for each directory they put you in. For example, they're going to create a Yelp account for you. They're going to create a Thumbtack account. They're going to create a Yellow Pages account for you. You need the usernames and passwords. You and or your assistant, or you could go on Fiverr, you could go on Upwork, or one of these freelance websites. You could have somebody write 100 different descriptions. It's very easy now to do that in ChatGPT. Just, write 100 different descriptions. Here's, 100 words, write 100 different descriptions, and they'll do that. And 100 different pictures, and you put them in each one in the directories. Like I said, the thing I like about Fiverr is you get all the usernames and passwords. You'll do that through the other ones, but it's just be a little cheaper through Fiverr. I don't have anybody to recommend. The next thing is you put in the name of your town. You put quotation marks around your town plus directories. And you could do this yourself. You go one at a time. So here's the directories you want. Like you want those 10 most popular, the ones that I showed you in Moz. And then you want your city directories, and you want the service that you provide, like electrician, attorney, plastic surgeon, right? Because there's directories just for plastic surgeons. There's directories just for electricians, right? So the first thing you do is you could do this yourself. You just go to Tampa, you go to Google, type Tampa plus directories, and you get yourself in all these directories. You put your name, address, and phone number. Try to get in as many of these directories as possible. This can be a daunting task because finding the sign up button can be tough. But look, if you're on a limited budget, then you got a lot of time because you're not servicing clients. You have plenty of time to do this, right? The other thing is you go, like I said before, you put in your service. So if you're an electrician or if you're a plastic surgeon, plus directories, and these are all the directories for electricians. So you just shoot through these. The next thing you want to do is put in your competition. So for example, if you put in your competition, say I wanted to beat Foster Electric, this is what I would do. I would put in their domain name, and then I would scroll down and I would look at all the directories that they were in. So for example, they have 2 Facebook pages. They have an Instagram. They have a Yelp. They have a Trustpilot. See that? They have a Solar, ENF Solar. These directories are very important for electricians located in Chattanooga. Google sees these as the most important. Now, you may be a plastic surgeon in New York City, right? So you take the top plastic surgeon in New York City, you put their domain name into Google, just take out the HTTPS and the www, just put the domain name in, and then just look at all the directories. And you just go one by one and get an Angie's List, get a Neverbounce account, get a Zoom info. The only thing that I would say is create an email address that you're never going to use, like a BM at FosterElectric.com, for example. They're going to send you verifying email addresses. So you're going to verify that that's a real email address. And then once you verify, you're good. Because if not, each one of these directories are going to send you, 25 emails, a month. And, sign up for 400 of them, they're going to clog your email box. So I would use a brand new email, just create an email. It could even be citations at your domain name, right? And save that username and password in case you have to change the address. In case you move, you need to use that email address to move. It'll be easier to do that if you save the email address. So you don't want to use your main email address to create citations if you're creating them yourself. Create an email address just for the citations. Verify them all because they're going to send you a verification email. And then after that, after about a month, just get rid of that. You don't need to use that email address anymore. Okay? Because you don't want these citations clogging up your email address. The next thing, remember what I said about citations, right? You need to make sure that they are indexed. We want to make sure that they're indexed. This is what it looks like when it's indexed. This is what it looks like when it's not indexed, okay? One of the things that we do to keep our sites indexed, we're starting to do, is we are adding all the citations on a link. We put the link in the footer of the website. It says find us on the web. You click that link and all your citations are right here. So all your citations are right here. And what that does is it lets Google know that somebody's using those, a site that's trusted is using that citation on that page. So you have a better chance of keeping it up on that Google will keep it up and not de-index your page. And you know what? It's not a bad idea. Every 6 months is to have somebody as an assignment go through site semicolon and make sure that your directories are still indexed. Okay, that's a really good tip. That's 6 months. Just check because Google is constantly cleaning out their server. They're trying to save space all the time. Right? If you have the same information on, 100 different sites, they're going to de-index a lot of those pages. So you want to do that. Today in this video, I'm going to show you the one Google business profile hack that got my client 2 times the amount of leads. Right, guys, I hope everybody's doing great. So we're going to talk about how did I double this fella's leads. This is Home Insurance Agency. Naturally, they're an insurance agent. And they were doing well, right? They were doing well in their map pack, but we really wanted to supercharge them. You could take a look right here. If you type in home insurance, if you're in New York, you'll see them up on the top over here, right? We really wanted to supercharge them. I just want you to know that In order for this to work, everything has to be right. Your website has to be set up correctly. Your Google business profile needs to be set up. I've done 100 videos on that. And you need reviews, right? None of this works. You don't have those three things in place: your website, your Google business profile, and you need reviews. But here's what supercharged them, and it really felt that it was amazing. It was citations. I know this could be really tough and it's a lot to do. If you're interested in working with me, please come to my website, mindsaw.com. Click the Talk to Me button. We'll set up a short consultation to see if we're a good fit for one another. So adding your name, address, and phone number to a directory like Yelp, Angie's List, Thumbtack, those are directories. When you add your name, address, and phone number, otherwise known as NAP, Google recognizes that and it checks it against its database to make sure that that's your real address. So in other words, Google takes a look at your website, takes a look at your Google business profile. They both say that you're located at 1010 Main Street. Now it spiders out throughout the web and it says, hey, let's just make sure that this is their address, because we don't want to send people to the wrong address. Now, even if you have a service-based business, meaning a business where you don't show your address on your website or on Google, you still need to show it on Yelp and Thumbtack and Angie's List, all these popular directories. So that's a question that I get all the time. So don't mistake directories and citations. Citations is your information that you add to directories. Now let's talk about how do we get our information on all these directories. And I'm going to show you some really exciting ways that you could do it yourself, ways you could do it at a very, very low cost, or ways that you could do it where you could just set it and forget it. I do not have an affiliate link to anything. You're not buying any information from me. You're not buying site directory listings from me. I don't sell that as a service. And I just rewatched that scene. Why was I so serious talking about citations? I don't know. All right. So the first type of citations we want to get is your city citations. You'll notice you have in your city, you have a chamber of commerce, right? You have different types of municipalities in your city. And a lot of times they let you submit your business to them at no charge, right? So what I like to do is I come over to Google and I type in Tampa free directories citations, right? Now, Tampa is my city. You could put in any city wherever you're located. And you'll notice that there's a list of directories just for your city. Look at this. The Tampa directory. It's a Facebook group. Free listings at Explorations, right? What's your hours? Okay. Free online business listings in Tampa. And what you want to do is you want to add your name, your address, and your phone number in as many directories as possible. Let's say 25 city directories. That's really going to strengthen your position on Google, letting Google know that you really are located at your address. The next thing you want to do is there's city citations, right? City directories. There's also type of business, industry specific directory. So in this case, we were saying insurance companies. So we type in insurance directories. And these insurance directories or industry specific directories could be from all over the United States. It doesn't have to be in your city. So you want to get your city and you also want to get industry specific. Try to get 25 of each. So you come over to Google, you type in insurance directories or you put in carpet cleaning directories and you'll see a bunch right here. And it takes about a day, a couple hours, it takes a few hours to go through the first couple of pages and you will notice all the directories where, you should be in. The next one you could do is type in Tampa or your city, right? Plus your industry directories. So there are directories in your city specifically for your industry. And you may be able to get 5 or 10 city and industry specific directories where you could add your name, address, and phone number. And that is super, super powerful. If you made it this far, in lieu of payment for this lesson, please give me a like and a subscribe. That will be your form of payment if you enjoy this video. Thank you. So this is how I would reverse engineer getting citations from companies that are above me. So let's just say I was another company, right? I would go over to Google. I would type in home insurance agency, right? Because they're number one. They're on the top of Google. And what I would do is just put in, don't put in the HTTPS, just put in the domain name. And what you could do is you'll see all their citations. You'll see the most important ones. You'll see Yelp. They have a Facebook page. The Andover companies, MapQuest. These are this client's top citations. See that? Home insurance agency, travelers insurance. These are all the citations that my client has, right? And you could just copy them if you're an insurance agency located in New York. But you do this with your top competition. See who's up top, then put their website, right? So if you're an SEO company, you type in Mindsaw, right? You type in Mindsaw, and when you scroll down, you could see all my citations, YouTube, LinkedIn, right? All these citations. All right. So I'll put all the links below, but you also want to submit your site to all these map websites, right? TomTom and MapQuest and Apple Maps, because every different program uses a different map. So your address needs to be in there. And what Google does is they check all your addresses in the Maps program. So you want to be in these, 8 or 9 maps. I'll put the link in the description below. This should take maybe about 5 or 10 minutes just to add your name, address, and phone number to, these 8 maps. But these are the most important ones. I will put the link in the description below, but you want to come over to Moz. And if you scroll down and just come here, see where it says insurance agencies. Now they have every type of business or close to your business, right? So if you go to insurance agencies, it's going to show you the top 10 citations for directories for insurance agencies. See this right here? Yellow pages, super pages, all these. So you want to do these by hand. Yahoo is one that years ago was very, very difficult to do unless you had a Yext account. There was a secret way years and years ago to get into local.yahoo. I forgot how to do it, but if you had a Yext account, that they were proprietary, but you could still rank in Google Maps without a Yahoo account. It's not really a big deal, but these are all the directories that you want to put your business in if you're an insurance agency. You just find your industry right here. I'll put the link in the description below. Just find your industry, click your industry, and you could do these by hand. All right, now that's all the free stuff, right? So you could take a weekend and do those citations by hand for your business. Make sure that those directories, once they publish, that they are indexed. And the way to check that is, for example, if you go to site Yelp, for example, say you were doing a Yelp account, right? And then I forgot what my address is on Yelp, but let's just say it's Mindsaw. It's not. You'll see, try Google Search Console. If you see this message, that means, and you put in the right address, that means that your listing has not been indexed by Google. You want to make sure that they're indexed. I will put an indexer that I use. You'll submit everything to an indexer, and they'll shoot them out a little at a time, and Google will index your sites. No need to do all these by hand, and then Google doesn't see the work that you did. So you need to make sure that everything's indexed, okay? So now we're going to go into some paid directories. You could come over here to Fiverr, and for $50 US dollars, $100, make sure you get US directories. I don't have a seller. I had a seller years ago, but I don't think she's on here anymore. But just find somebody here, just find a top level person here on Fiverr, and let them know your industry, and let them know that you want the top performing citations, which were in Moz before, and get anywhere from 50 to 100 citations. That should be anywhere from $50 to $100, right? Make sure that they are indexed. Once you get the list back, go one by one. You'll get yelp.com/Mindsaw. Put it into Google, site Yelp.com/Mindsaw. yelp.com/Mindsaw, right? Make sure that that gets indexed, or whatever your business is. I hope I'm clear with that. All right. Now, I am going to put this. This is a great article on BrightLocal about the top USA business directories and how to get your business in these directories. So this is another one. You could copy this or send this page to the person on Fiverr and say, hey, just get me all these directories, and they'll do that. Or you could pay BrightLocal. And what I love about BrightLocal is not only will they your directories and get your citations and index them, but they'll also fix your old ones. So for example, I had a store at 6341 Amboy Road. I was there for 11 years. Then I moved to 900 South Avenue. So when I first started learning about maps, I put my business in, and all my directories were my old address. So I fixed them by hand. I went to each one, like Yelp, Thumbtack, Super Pages. I went one by one, forgot password, right? I did click the forgot password for every, because I didn't keep the passwords for any of those. And I had to fix them one by one. But that's when it was the 7-pack. And by the end of that weekend, by Monday, I was located in the Google 7-pack. That was back in 2012. So you could do this. It's a couple of $100. This is how I would do it. I would use BrightLocal. And the other one that I would use is a real good one. It's called the HOTH. Once again, I do not have an affiliate program with the HOTH. You just click products, and then you have the citation cleanup and citation building right here, right? So if you need your citations cleaned up, if you had an address and you moved once or twice, you want them cleaned up. You want all your listings to have the same name, address, and phone number. I hope I'm not going too fast. The other one, this gets a lot of heat, Yext, but Yext is a great citation directory builder. What they do is they have about 80 different directories, and they have local.yahoo is one of their proprietary. So each one of these places have different they have the same ones, and then some of them are only for, like local.yahoo is only for Yext, right? So this one's a little bit more expensive. It used to be $1,000 a year. I think it's $500 a year. You have to pay it every year, but it's just one control panel. So it's one dashboard. You put your name, address, and phone number. It goes out, it fixes your old ones, and keeps them fresh and current. So I like that. Now, the other thing that I would say, and this is something that a lot of people don't say, and I had to find this out the hard way, is that for each directory that your business is in, for example, let's take a Yelp and Thumbtack or Angie's List. You need to put in different descriptions. You can't use the same descriptions and the same pictures in all the directories, because what happens is Google is like, hey, I'm not using space on our servers for the same exact information. So you want to make sure for every single directory that you submit your business to, you have different pictures and definitely different text. And these days, using AI, you could whip up different text to describe your business in a couple of minutes. So that's what I would suggest. So get your directories, get in anywhere between 50 and 100 directories. Like I said, you want to set it and forget it, just go over to BrightLocal, and you could pay a couple of $100, and in a week or so, they build your citations. You could come over, same thing, the HOTH. I think it's a little bit cheaper, right? If you want to go Cadillac style, right? And, you go over to Yext, and, it gets done the right way. I like them. I don't have any affiliate link. But look, a lot of people that watch my channel are just starting out, right? They're just starting to get this together, and they have to do it themselves. So if you have to do it yourself, just come over to Google, right? Type in your city name plus directories, type in your industry name plus directories, type in your city and your industry name plus directories, type in your competition name, and just see what directories they're in. And if they're on the first page, for example, if Yelp is their first page, then it's real important that you have a Yelp account. Let me show you what I mean while I'm doing this, right? So let me show you what I mean, Jelly Bean. So I'm going to put this address in, and I just put site. And if it's indexed, it's going to look like this. See that? Site:/Yelp.com, and then you put in your full address. If I just put this without the biz, if I just put in Mindsaw without the biz, I just put in Mindsaw, I'm going to see this. And that would mean that it's not indexed. Yext, right? And that's not just with Yelp, that's with Thumbtack and Angie's List. You need to make sure when you get your citations back, you need to make sure that they're indexed. And you can only tell if they're indexed if you go one by one to Google and put in site colon and the directory with your address on it. Today's video, I'm going to show you the unbeatable Google Post game plan. If you want to rank in the Google 3-pack, watch this. I got a really good lesson for you guys today. In fact, I'm going to make it super simple for everybody. So we're trying to rank in the Google 3-pack, and when you think about all the things that you have to do to rank in the Google 3-pack, I think sometimes you think worldwide. You think about different links that you have to get and important types of links. I want to try to break it down to right here. So this is where I'm at. I'm in Tampa, Florida, right? And if I am trying to rank in this area right here in Land O'Lakes, and I'm trying to rank in 30 to 20 mile radius, which is right around right here, Green Acres, Isabella Estates, right around this area right here where I have the box around. This is the only area that I care about in regards to the efforts that I'm going to put out, right? So I take this whole map. I don't care about anything else but the contributions that I could make or that my customers could make in this area here. That's all I care about. I'm just trying to rank in a 25 mile, let's just say a 25 mile radius, right around in this circle right here, right? I'm trying to rank just in this area. So what I want to do is I want to get popular in this area right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to write something about the Groves Golf and Country Club. Let me show you in this video how I do Google Posts. Okay, so to start this, you need GeoGrid software. Whether you're an agency or you have somebody working on your Google business profile trying to get you into Google Maps, right? You need GeoGrid software because you want to see how far you're ranking. You could not do optimization or SEO, local SEO, without GeoGrid software. I suggest you get one of these, either Local Falcon. This is the easiest one to use. There's another one called Local Viking, a little more complicated to use, but it's really good. And the other one is called BrightLocal. These are the three that I recommend. But out of the three, I suggest that you get Local Falcon. It's $24.95 a month. Now, if you have an agency like my agency and you're one of my clients, I suggest you check my work, right? So if I'm suggesting you check my work, if you're not working with me, I suggest you check your agency's work. I can't tell you how many people I speak to and I said, do you get reports at the end of the month to see the ranking? And people don't even know what I'm talking about. You need GeoGrid software to see where you're ranking and where you could improve. This trick that I'm going to show you will only work if you have GeoGrid software. All right, guys, so let me show you what we're going to do. So we're in this area right here in the center, but we want to be shown, we want our business shown around here by the Groves Golf and Country Club. And we also maybe want to be found by the Cypress Creek Preserve, right? So this is what we are going to do. Very simple. We log into our Google business profile. What we do is just type in our brand name. And if it's the email we use to create the Google business profile, you'll see these options right here. Make sure that you log in with the Gmail that you use to create your Google business profile. So we're just going to click this area right here that says add an update. And in the interest of time, I already clicked it. And then what I did was I clicked add an update. There's three choices. I clicked add an update. I took a picture, and you could take several pictures from the Groves, right? I just clicked here and I took a couple of pictures and I added them right here to the event. To update, I'm sorry. Now, I wrote about something that on September 3rd, we want to have a golf outing if we get 20 people to sign up, right? So what are we doing here? What we're doing here is we're importing all our information about the Groves into our Google business profile. Anywhere where we could fit it in here. If we did any work, for example, if we power washed a house, or if we drove to a customer that was by the grocery, we want to mention this golf course and possibly, and also add the address. We want all that information stored in our Google business profile, because when it's stored in here, Google knows about it. So what I did was I came over to ChatGPT. If anybody doesn't know about ChatGPT, just go to openai.com and sign up for a free chat account. And I just said, the Groves Golf and Country Club in Tampa Bay, except if we get 40 participants. And it wrote a beautiful ad, which I just copied and I pasted and I just put it right in my Google business profile. Now, to be honest with you, I don't know if I'm going to have a golf outing September 3rd, but 40 people have to show interest in that. So what I'll do is twice a week, I'll create a different post asking people if they want to participate. Look, worst comes to worst, I have a golf outing, right? But what I'm doing is I'm showing Google that inside their update that I'm in that area and I'm posting relevant information from a place that's just 5 or 10 miles away from my Google business profile. Now think about that. Think about how creative you can be. You could find landmarks. You could put in addresses, right? You could put in addresses, like you could come here and say, hey, I was on the corner of Caliente Boulevard and Night Heron Drive by the Oakhurst Park. And, whatever service you provide, that's where you write about that and put it in your Google business profile. I see so many people, either they don't fill out their Google business profile, right? They don't do this 2 or 3 times a week, or they write that they're, Happy Easter, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, right? Stuff like that. That's great, but that's not going to do anything in Google. What we want to do is we want to put all this information right here. See where it says add and update. All the information, remember what I said in the beginning? All about this area right here. Everything in this area right here. So start creating, saying that you did jobs in that area, that you're having a golf outing in that area if you get 40 participants. Take pictures of this area. You could use a little map. You could use this map. And you could screenshot of this map. Google loves this as well. Pictures of your map. And 3 to 5 times a week, create Google posts that you're doing an event, that you just did a job there, that you're trying to do a job there, right? I'm trying to get customers, on the corner of Heron Drive and so-and-so, whatever was the cross street there. And that's how you show relevance in your area. Remember, you want to post events and updates about things that are going on in your area. You don't have to necessarily have done them. You could be trying to do them, stuff like that. But you want to get as much information, pictures, text, addresses into your Google business profile as possible, because what's that going to do is it's going to start to green you out, meaning that those red dots that I'm showing right behind me are now going to start to turn green. And that's what it's all about. You want your signals to be about the work that you do in your area. Now, this is the second part. You want your clients also to talk about what you do in that area. So it's not only what you talk about, it's also about what your clients talk about. Are your clients talking about writing reviews? Are they writing reviews, adding those areas and what you did for them, right? So Google posts are extremely important if you're trying to rank in the Google 3-pack. If you do it the way that I said, it's definitely going to help you. Hey, what's going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to optimize your Google business profile for optimal results. All right, guys, let's go right over to your Google business profile. And then see where it says add update right here? We're just going to click that. All right, guys, so look, we already clicked add update, right? So I'm going to show you a really neat trick. You're going to love this. So in this example, we are going to fill this section here with something that's written from ChatGPT by this time. I'm sure everybody knows what ChatGPT is. It's an AI writer. If you don't, just please go to openai.com and sign up for your free account. It is a free service. I use the paid service, so I don't have any downtime in case there's a lot of congestion. So I asked ChatGPT, I said, please write 250 words on Graniteville, Staten Island as it relates to locksmiths. And please include several streets around 76 Jules Drive. So what ChatGPT wrote is that Graniteville is a residential neighborhood northwest of Staten Island, New York. The neighborhood is known for quiet streets and tree-lined avenues. Believe me, it's not quiet. And there are several locksmiths around 76 Jules Drive providing a local community. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but one of the closest locksmiths to 76 Jules Drive is All Locksmiths. They're located just a few blocks away from Richmond Avenue. So what this is doing is it's naming all the locksmiths and it's naming all the major streets. In fact, as we go down a little bit further, it also says that there's a Home Depot located off Richmond Avenue. So this is a fantastic article because it's about what I do and where I'm from. So I'm going to take this article and I'm going to paste it. So I'll just take the conclusion off. I don't need that. It was 1,500 characters. All right. And I'll say call now. And then on the next one, I'm going to show you what photo to use. This is going to drive you crazy. You're going to go crazy from this. Hey guys, I put a lot of effort into these videos because I really want you to succeed. So if you could just please like and subscribe. This way, these videos go out to more people just like you who are trying to improve their business. Thanks a lot. All right, guys, so you can see I added 2 pictures, and you could add some more if you'd like. I added a picture of my actual house, which was 76 Jules Drive, and then I also added a picture of the map. So I took a map picture from Google, and I screenshot that and I put it in Google Business profile post. Now you may be saying to yourself, why did he pick that address? The reason why I picked that address is because I first did a grid report on a keyword and saw I was not ranking at that address. So if you're interested in SEO and you're interested in ranking your website, you need a starting point, right? So when I was younger, I did bodybuilding, and every day I would look in the mirror and I would see if I needed more shoulders or more arms, or right. I had a starting point each day. You need to do the same thing with SEO. If you don't know where you're ranking, then you don't know how to improve your rankings. And the only way you could do that is using an SEO grid software. Now, a couple that I recommend, it's Local Falcon. So their plan is about $24 a month for a basic plan. Now, if you're doing your own SEO, or if you have an agency that doesn't provide these grid reports, you need to get an account. Now you could get it through Local Falcon, you could get it through localdominator.o, and I really like this one as well, and then Local Viking. The good thing I like about Local Viking is that you could create these Google posts that I just did today, and you could schedule them out for the whole month. So you could do like 14, 15 posts, really as many as you want. You could do 30, I guess even more than 30 posts a month, and just do them one day, and it just drips them out each day, so you don't have to do them each day. But this one's $149 a month. But it also provides grids, right? So you have Local Falcon, which is the easiest one to use, Local Dominator. I'll put everything in the description below. And then you have Local Viking that not only provides grids, but it also lets you schedule out your Google posts. So you don't have to do your Google posts every day. You do it one day, and then you just schedule it out for the entire month. So that could help. I just wanted to show you the post that I did, right? So this is the post that I did. You see, so that's 76 Jules Drive, and then this is all the text that was written by ChatGPT. And then I guess there's a picture's one of 2. I guess there's another picture that's pending or something like that. All right, guys, so I was thinking about this today. You don't build your business where you've been. You build your business where you're going. And if you're building your business where you're going, you need a strategy. And that's why I'm telling you about the grids. You need to have a plan and a strategy. So the lesson that I taught you today is a strategy, is that you're looking at the SEO grids, You're seeing where you're not ranking. You're picking an address in that area where you're not ranking. You're writing relevant content for that specific area. And we hope that within a week or two, that red circle starts to turn green. That means that you're ranking in that area, right? Look, guys, if you need my help, reach out to me. All right. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to get more leads using chat and Google Trends. Watch this. Guys, I got a great way to find new keywords to rank for that you could do it yourself. It's going to be super easy. I specialize in getting customers just like you in the Google 3-pack. That's right here. This is the most clicked area in Google for local searches with cabinet stores, electricians, lawyers, whatever it is. I am actually going to show you how to use Google Trends and how to use ChatGPT to come up with amazing content for brand new pages that you could rank for. So let's get right into it. So why don't we hop on over to Google Trends. I think that Google Trends is the most unutilized tool out of all the Google products. But what Google Trends is going to do, it's going to let you know what is trending in your area. So if we just go to trends.google.com, we just want to put in a keyword that you'd like to rank for or related terms, right? So in this example, I'm going to use kitchen cabinets. It doesn't matter what keyword you use, as long as it's associated with your business and you feel it's important to your business, just put that keyword into Google Trends right here. All right, so now we're on Google Trends. We go to step 2, which is we're just going to change this box right here where it says past day, and let's change that to the past 90 days. All the other boxes are correct. All categories, that's fine. And stay with web search for now. Okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down and you are going to find your state. So in this example, I'm going to use Arizona. So I clicked Arizona, right? Easy enough. Scroll down. And if you see your city here, so, all right, we'll use Phoenix. If you see a city here, you could click it. Right? Scroll down, and then it has the cities inside your main city. And what I'd like you to do right here is I'd like you to change rising. I'd like you to change that to top. All right? And let's go to the next step. We selected top, and now we want to click the keyword that's most relates to what we're trying to do. So this keyword is kitchen cabinet. All right, it appears to be trending right now. So we're going to click it right here, okay? And we are going to scroll down. Now you're going to notice on the right-hand side, related queries, there is good stuff here also. So, feel free to play around with this as well. So we're over here with related topics. We just click top, right? And now what we're going to do, we're going to put this in a CSV file, right? And what it's going to do is it's going to grab all the related topics that have to do with kitchen cabinets. So an article speaking about kitchen cabinets will have the word paint and maybe a color and the type of kitchen cabinet, wood. So we're going to have ChatGPT write a web page, and they're going to sprinkle in all these key related topics. So it's going to be super focused on the keyword kitchen cabinets. Hey man, be a cool cat and subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button and share it. Thank you. All right, guys. So now here comes the good stuff. We have these related topics. These are all the entities that Google's looking for that relates to your main keyword, which is kitchen cabinets. So what we're going to do is we're just going to tap this CSV file right here. So let's put it on a desktop, click save, and we'll catch you in the next slide. All right, guys, so what I noticed is that there's no place to upload a CSV. So what I did was I just scrolled down and I just copied all the entities, right? And what I told ChatGPT, let me show you what I asked them. I said, look, here are a bunch of keywords, right? Here are a bunch of keywords. So there are all the keywords. And I said, please include these keywords in the article And also, please include H tags when you're creating the article. And it wrote a fantastic article. So let me show you right here, the evolution of kitchen cabinetry in Phoenix, Arizona. How's that for an H1 tag, right? And there you go. Look how great this article is. It's all the entities that I copied and pasted, right? So all I did was, for people that don't know what I mean, is I just copied all these keywords that were in my CSV file and I pasted them in here. And then I just asked ChatGPT to write a 1,000-word article. Please include H tags, because that's these right here. And here we go. We're ready to go. We could take this and put it right on our website. How's that? I hope this lesson was clear. If you have any questions, please leave it below. Please like and share this video, subscribe to the channel. And it's great to learn about ChatGPT, and it's great to do all these tricks to find different keywords and get more calls. And we'll catch you next time. Thank you. So Google's core algorithm update just happened, and you probably noticed some fluctuations in your rankings and possibly lost reviews. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you may be able to recapture your reviews and your rankings. Watch this. I hope everybody's doing great. Let's go over this core algorithm update because it seems to be upsetting a lot of people, including me. And I want to give you a couple of tips on how you could kind of get around it. For now, this isn't a complete solution, right? But it's a little bit of a patchwork on how to get through this, at least for now. So in case you guys are new, my name is Brett Milletta from Mindsaw. I've been doing this for about 25 years. I'm not a scientist. I'm not an engineer. I'm just a guy that kind of figured this out. So I specialize in this area, and all my clients rank in this area. This is called the Google 3-pack. It's also known as the Google Snack Pack, right? Located right here. This is the organic section, and it's really tough to rank here, and I don't understand why anybody would want to rank here in the organic section. Now, just hear me out, because you have to beat sites like Yelp and Angie's List and Thumbtack and so on and so forth. Now, if somebody's doing research, for example, if I had 10 knee surgeries and I needed knee replacement, I want to read about different types of knee replacement and the specialists, different types of doctors who do knee replacement specialty, right? So I'm going to read articles here. Now, look, if I have a leak in my kitchen, or I need some electrical work done, I'm not going to do 10 hours worth of research on that. I'm going to come over here to the Google 3-pack. I'm going to see how many 5-star reviews they have. And on my mobile right here, it's just a tap to call. So what this algorithm update did was basically, what Google does is shake things up every once in a while. The reason why they shake things up is because there are people that try to manipulate the search engine rankings, and Google always wants to make the search results the best for the customer. Google doesn't care about the SEO specialist, me, and it doesn't care about the cabinet maker or the electrician or the doctor, you. It cares about the person searching. It wants to make sure that that person gets the best results for them, right? So what Google has to do is they have to do algorithm updates every once in a while. And what that basically does is keep everybody honest, in short, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you a couple of things, give you some information, and I think this lesson is really going to help you in regards to your lost reviews. All right, guys, basically, here's the bottom line for these core updates. Core updates are designed to ensure that overall we're delivering on our mission to present helpful and reliable results for searchers, right? That's what I just said. Now, the rest of the article, it talks about how it works and how to assess your own content. I'm going to show you something in the next slide in regards to how to assess. I found a tool that does it, but I want you to understand something, that Google is a super computer, and one brain isn't going to figure out all the algorithm updates that Google did, right? So, And I don't know how necessary that is for you. We just want to fix the problem and move on to the next, right? We want to know that Google made an algorithm change. We want to find out what it is and how to fix it and move on with our life, right? I'm going to show you a small tool, but it'll give you insight as to if your site was affected. Hey guys, I really hope that you liked the content that I put out. And if you could please like and subscribe to my channel, it just help get this information out to more people. The more people that like and subscribe to my channel, the more popular Google sees it and gets it out to more people. So thanks a lot if you could just like and subscribe. All right, guys. So I just want to show you something in regards to reviews. And this is probably what you've been doing, and I want to show you something different. So let's start from the beginning. Let's sign into your Google business profile. And then if you come over to reviews right here, just click reviews and see where it says get more reviews in the upper right-hand corner. Get more reviews right here. Just click that. So what that's going to do, it's going to give you your Google business profile link. This is the link that most people give out when they want reviews. So for example, they just did a siding job or they did a roofing job. This is the link that most people give. Now, a couple of things that I want to say here, what I found out, this is just my research, right? Over the next 30 days, the month of September, slow down on the reviews. So for example, if you're getting 30 or 60 reviews a month, cut that down to somewhere between 10 and 15. And I would go really conservative on around 10. Right? Just slow down on your reviews for a little bit, right? And the next thing is don't use this review link. I'm going to show you another way to get reviews. Don't send them this link. I'm going to give you another link to send. All right, guys. So I'm going to show you the link that you could send. Now, there's a lot of tricks that you could do with this link. And I guess I could make another video on different ways to send links, but this is just one good way, right? So what you do is you type in your keyword. For example, your keyword may be, in this example, I'm using cabinet maker, right? So you put in your keyword and you don't have to necessarily be found in the 3-pack. You just scroll down until you find your business. For example, your business may be FGM cabinetry, let's just say, right? And you click FGM cabinetry and then you click reviews. Now, what you want to do is once you click reviews, and I'm going to do this twice, so don't worry, you don't have to get it the first time. So what you do is you just click the name of the company, right? This bold text right here. You click your name of their company. Do this on a desktop. It's easier, okay? And then what you do is you copy and paste the address by left-clicking it and then right-clicking it, and you press copy. All right, now you have it copied. We don't want to send anybody this really long link, right? We want to send them the short link. So we go to this website called TinyURL. We just right click and we paste the link. See that? We just right click and paste the link into TinyURL and we click shorten URL. Okay, now we copy it. So the link is going to look a lot shorter. See this? And then it looks like somebody actually did a search for cabinet maker, right? It looks like somebody came up with the search for cabinet maker and they just click write review. Said, oh, I was going to do it twice, right? Let me show you what I did here. So you click the name of your business. Let's say it's cabinet plant. You click reviews and then you click write a review. All right, because we want to get it to this page. We copy this URL. We go to tinyurl.com, right? We go to tinyurl.com. Let's see here. Okay, and then we're going to shorten the link. We're going to copy it. See that? And now we'll open another window and we want to make sure we get the same window. See, we have a shortened URL. So now it shows Google that somebody looked for cabinet maker, scrolled down to cabinet plant, and went to the write a review section. All right, for whatever reason, that didn't pop up, but people could just click it right there. okay? And they click and write the 5-star review. Now, that's a lot different than you sending them the review link. So what it shows Google, your custom review link is coming from your Google business profile and showing that you're sending it. However, this review link shows Google that somebody looked for cabinet maker, found yours, right? And then is writing a review. So it shows some in the URL string, it shows right here, it shows that somebody did a search for cabinet maker, scrolled down for you, clicked it, they typed in cabinet maker, right? They found you, and now they're going to click here and write a review. Okay, so why don't we do that over the next couple of days? Now, you could use different keywords. So for example, you could use cabinet maker near me. Just scroll down and find your business and take that link, right? The same way, you just click whatever business you're in. If you could find your business in that, you got to make sure that your business is under that keyword. It may not be in the 3-pack, but if you keep scrolling down, eventually you'll find it. You should find it. If not, call me, right? And then click reviews, click write a review. Sometimes it pops up, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why. So click copy, right? Go to tiny URL, refresh that page, put the link in, right? We're just going to right click it right here. And then we're going to shorten the URL and we'll just copy it. And then I just paste it in another browser because that's the link I'm going to send to people, to my customers. I'm going to say, hey, can you please give me a review, 5-star review? Please give me a review. And it shows Google that somebody searched for cabinet makers near me. And they'll have to click write a review, but they see it. It's right in front of them. They click write a review and boom, we're right there to give the 5-star review. If they could add photos, that would be great, right? If they could add photos, that would be fantastic. Guys, I hope this lesson helped you. Don't get crazy over this algorithm update that Google did. Remember one thing, there's 3 things that you need to do. And this may be the most important part of the lesson. Your website needs to say that you're a cabinet maker. Google business, your profile needs to say that you're a cabinet maker. And people in the review section need to say that you're a cabinet maker. All right? That's what I call the triangle method. Those 3 things have to line up. You can't say that you sell red shirts if there's nothing on your website that says you sell red shirts and your Google business profile is nothing that says you sell red shirts, right? Any keyword that you want to rank for needs to be in 3 places. You need to have a page dedicated on your website for it. It needs to be in your Google business profile. For example, you need to make Google posts about it, right? You need to create messages about it. You need to fill out your profile and you need to list that you sell red shirts. And then your customer needs to say, I went to John's boutique and I bought a red shirt. Okay, so those 3 things have to line up. All right. So today I'm using the keyword movers in Tampa. And if you're trying to get into the Google Maps area, the first thing you need to do is you need to have a page on your website or several pages talking about movers in Tampa. The second thing is you need the GMB category. Your GMB category must be mover or electrician or plumbing or criminal attorney, right? And those areas are right here. This is where you need to put your Google business profile. It needs to say, you know, your number 1 category, which is mover, or the categories that I mentioned. Okay, so we have a page on your website, you have the correct category, but you're still not ranking in Google Maps. Well, here's what Google did. Google made it a lot easier for you to get reviews. Now, I'm going to show you a trick that is different than what other people are saying. Some people are saying just get reviews, right? So if you just get reviews, that's fine. But what you want to do is you want to run grid software. So this is my friend Eldar Cohen's software. It's called Local Dominator. It shows you where you're ranking and where you're not ranking. So in this green area, this is where you're ranking. However, to the right on this area, you're not ranking, right? So say we put in a keyword mover in Tampa.
So what we need to do is, if your business is located, for example, your moving business is located right here. See where the circle is? Right here. And all your reviews are coming from this area. It's going to be very, very tough to rank in this area. What Google wants to see is that people in this area, in this red area, are using your service, right? So what I would do is I would wait for the people to get home, to get to this area, because Google tracks you on your phone, right? That's no secret, right? That's no secret. So we drive back to our house and we get here. Now we want to say, hey, we used Tim's moving service and they were affordable, they were on time, and I met with the owner Tim and his project manager Ron, and they scheduled my move, right? You want to make sure that in the reviews that you add people's names. You said that they're reliable, right? That's the perfect review. And you want to make sure the most important thing is you use the word mover, and you use the word and the city name, San Diego, Tampa, Jacksonville, Florida, right? But the main thing is you want them to go back home. You don't want them to do the review at your business. You want them to do it from their location. Now, then you want to run this grid software, because when you run the grid software, you'll start to see this area turn green. When this area turns green, that means that when you're in this area and you type in movers Tampa, you'll show up here in the Google Maps. Now, Google made it a lot easier for you to get reviews. And in the next slide, I'm going to show you exactly what they did. You just go to this section right here where it says ask for a review right here. See that? You click that, and once that loads, you will see the new QR code. Now, if I've helped you in the past, please take a picture. Just put your phone over this, open up your camera, point your phone at the QR code, and once you point your phone at the QR code, a page like this will come up. If I've helped you in the past, please give me a review. If you could use some of the words like local SEO or YouTube videos, Google Maps, something like that. If I've helped you in the past, right? So now we have to talk about what are some of the ways that we could use this code. Well, you could take this code and put it on your email signature. You could put it on your business card. You could get a sticker and put it on the front door of your business to let people know to leave a review. You could put it in your menu. You could also create a sticker and put it on the side of your truck, right? You want to make it really easy for people to point their camera at your QR code and give you a 5-star review. There are 3 things that help you rank on Google Maps. The first thing is your website, right? You need to have a website that uses the keyword that you're trying to rank. The second thing is your Google business profile. It needs to be set up correctly. And your third thing is reviews, right? Because that's a signal that you can't fake, right? You could write whatever you want on your website. You could put whatever you want in your Google business profile. But when you're getting reviews, you're getting reviews from real people that are saying the service that you provide, and they're rating you. This is more important than money. I know a lot of times as a landscaper or a mover, you give half deposit, then you give half deposit when it's finished, right? This is as important as your final deposit, as getting, your final payment, is getting reviews. I'm telling you, in the next 5 years, this is my prediction, in the next 5 years, if you don't have over 500 reviews on Google, it's going to be very, very tough for you to do business. I think the only way you'll be able to do business is pay-per-click, because I'm starting to see that. I'm starting to see businesses that have not asked for reviews. I'm starting to see them struggle. And over the next 3 to 5 years, the people who ask for reviews are going to be way ahead of the curve. So you want to make it super easy for your clients to leave you reviews, right? So get this QR code printed out, print it on all your printed material, put it on your email signature, if you're a YouTube creator, your social media, right? And when people point their phone at this, they go directly to your page, to your review page, right? That's going to help you rank in areas where you're not ranking right now. I get a lot of people asking me, this is how you do it. I'm giving you the full formula. This is it. You need reviews in areas where you're not ranking. And the only way to do that is to have software like Local Dominator, Local Falcon, whichever one you use. I'll put it in the description below. You use what you want. I hope this helped you. I hope this video helped you. If I could be any help, head on over to my website, click the Talk to Me button, and we could set a short consultation. And I could go over your website and show you, what you're doing wrong, or, why you're not ranking in Google Maps. And maybe I could provide service for you, or maybe just a consultation. I also leave my cell number. Please only text me. Please just send me a text and I'll get right back to you. And I really hope that this video helped you. Guys, it's really important. You're watching videos like this, 2025 is going to be your year. I promise you, 2025, you're finally going to get over that hill and it's finally going to start to work, right? And I hope that this video was a small portion of your journey to success. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
In today's video, I'm going to share with you my biggest frustration in regards to Google Business Profile, and that's, in fact, instant suspensions. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to reduce the chances. Watch this. Hey, what's going on, guys? It has to be the worst feeling in the world, right? Opening a business and somebody telling you, or about Google Business Profile, and you put in for a Google Business Profile and it gets suspended right away. You may have a website or you may not have a website and you don't know what to do next. So in this video, I'm just going to get right to the point. I'm going to show you exactly step by step what to do, and you're going to have a much better chance of getting it approved on the first time. So let's get right to it. All right, guys. So before you do anything, you want to be listed in directories. That means that you want your name, address, and phone number along with your website in popular directories like Yelp, Mant, Merchant Circle, Thumbtack, Angie's List. So there are a couple of companies that do this. There's a company that I like to use. It's called the HOTH, and it's really simple to use. All you do is you go to the HOTH. I'll put the link in the description below. Click Products, and on the right-hand side, you see where it says Citation Building? Just click that link and they will build you. Start with around 75 to 100 citations. That really should be enough to start. Now, if you move recently or within the last couple of years, you may be in some directories and you don't even know it with your old address. So they have a citation cleanup service as well, where they go in and they remove those citations. It's really not a big deal if you have a couple. If your address is in a couple of different directories, 5 or 10, it's okay. But when you have 50 or 100 at your old address, it could be a problem. So you just go to Citation Cleanup and they'll have that removed. Now, the other place is Web 20 Ranker. So if you just go over to Web 20 Ranker, click Branding, and see where it says Business Citations right here up on the top. They also have a citation cleanup service, right? If you need that. They have niche citations, meaning that if you're a plumber, lawyer, electrician, right, you could be in those type of directories. So that may be good as well. Now, if you're on a budget, really on a super budget, just come over to Fiverr, type in local USA citations, and there's a bunch of sellers here. Find somebody that has the best rating and just go with them. Just make sure that make sure they're indexed by Google. That's something that's really important, all right? Make sure your citations are indexed, meaning that Google could see them. All right, so that's the first thing you want to do. Even before you build a website, if you have your website already built, that's fine. But before you even build your website, get your citations going. That's step one. All right, guys, so the next thing you want to do is set up your social media. And you don't have to go crazy with this, but definitely set up a business page for your Facebook page. You see, I have that as my example. This is my Facebook page. And you want to post every day on your Facebook page, right? That's real important. The other thing you want to do is you want to set up a YouTube page yourself. And the reason why you want to set up a YouTube page is because YouTube is owned by Google. So you want to create somewhere between 3 to 5 videos. If you don't have any ideas to how to create any videos, just come over to Fiverr. See, that's the great thing about Fiverr. Just come over to Fiverr and they'll create the videos for you. So just put in YouTube video creation. Did I do this on the fly for you? All right, just put in YouTube video creation. You'll see a bunch of people that could create videos for you. And you want to have between 3 and 5 videos. So get that started even before you have your website done. Get that going. Guys, so here's something that nobody talks about. This is a super secret. And it's nothing groundbreaking, but it really is very important. So one of the ranking factors is your phone number. And if your phone number was Tony's Pizza for the past 20 years and they went out of business, and then you just picked up a brand new phone number thinking nobody's used it before, Google is associating that phone number with Tony's Pizza. In my case, 25 years ago, my phone number was a local YMCA, but this was even before Google. So you want to get this straightened out right away. Here's what you do, just 2 steps. Type your phone number into Google and see what comes up. Your website should come up. And that's how you're associated with, that Google is associating your phone number with your website. Now, if not, what I'd like you to do is just type in phone directories, and you could take a weekend and just put your phone number in these phone directories. See, here's the white pages, and add my phone number. Add my phone number to phone directories. And there you go. And you just add your phone number, take a weekend and add your phone number to all these phone directories. And what that's going to do is that's going to shore up to Google that your phone number is with your business. So that's something really important. I would try to do that right away. Remember, we don't want to get suspended, right? So we're trying to show Google that this is us. That's the reason why we're doing this. Now you go put in a phone number for that business. It was Tony's Pizza. And then you're surprised why your GMB was suspended. All right, it's a little pro tip. Doesn't sound like much, but could mean something. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this video. If you are, please like and subscribe. There's a bunch of people just like you looking for good information on how to rank in Google My Business, how not to get suspended, and all these types of videos that I make. If you hit like and subscribe, we go into the algorithm a little bit better and more people get to see us. So I put a lot of effort into these videos, and I really want to try to help as many people as possible. So if you could please like and subscribe, maybe share if you'd like, that would be great. All right, guys. So we got the citations. We built up our social media. We added our phone number to the directories. These are all things that could be done while your website's being built. That's why I'm like, don't wait until your website is built to start these things. As your website's being built, start doing these things, right? That I spoke to you, the citations, the phone directories, building up your social media, all the stuff we spoke about. Now, if you already had a website, that's fine. You want to shore up and make your website stronger by doing the things that I spoke about. So here's something really important. It causes an instant suspension. If you're a service area business, meaning that you don't have your address, your address is hidden, do not put your address on your website. You'll notice on my website, I have my address, right? So if you're a service area business, do not put your address on your website. In fact, even in the text of your website, because that happened with somebody who I helped, in the text of their website on one of their pages, they had their address. They were service area business. They got suspended. All right. So you do not want your address on your website at all. You could say serving Staten Island, serving Tampa. That's fine. But you can't have an address on your website. So area business, no address on your website. If you're not a service area business, you're a brick and mortar website, then yes, put your address on your website and we'll move from there. All right. So at this point, you should be building your website, or your website's already built up. But we're assuming that you don't have a website at this point. So at this point, start building your website, get that going. The other 2 things that I wanted to speak about was getting your website to Google News. Now, 2 things I want you to do. I want you to add your website to a Google News website. I have a couple of Google News sites that I did. So if you just want to email me, I'll put my email on this page. In fact, you can send it right over here to hello@Mindsaw and just write in a Google News article about your business, and I'll add it to a couple of my Google websites. You want to add it to about 3 Google News websites. You're like, hey, I just want to do my own thing. That's fine. Go over to Fiverr and just type in Google News websites. And there'll be a seller. See Google guest posting. And you see, you'll have somebody that does Google News right here. See, I'll publish an article and interview on your Google News website. There you go. There's somebody right here. Monica will do it. She has 635 people that'll do that. There's somebody over here. Quentin. Yeah, do it. So you get plenty of people to do that. The next thing that you want to do is you want to get a press release. There's a lot of good press release services. You could get some on Fiverr, right? Web20 Ranker has a press release service. A press release service is an article written in third person about your business, about maybe a new service that you have, or you're just opening a new location, you hired a new employee, something like that. Something that's new about your business. It goes out to all the news outlets. Now, Channel 4 or Channel 7 probably won't pick up your story that you hired Tim Smith. However, they will put it on a portion of their website, and they'll keep it up from anywhere between 60 and 90 days. So by having a press release, in the press release, add your name, address, and phone number inside the article. Make sure you add your NAP, your name, address, phone number, and your website to the article. Because when Google does that scan, they're going to see hundreds of articles on popular news websites. Okay, get a press release, go on Google News, right? Get 3 to 5 articles on different Google News sites, and then put in for your Google business profile. Now, here's the thing. When you put in for your Google business profile, how do I say this? Make sure that the email address that you use is a good email address and not an email address associated with spam or brand new. So as you're going through the process of creating a Google business profile, it's going to ask you for an email address. Make sure it's an email address that's trusted. Hopefully it's even a local guide. So, okay, you're not sure. What you want to do is over the next couple of weeks, maybe 4 weeks, is go review a park, a museum, a hospital, not restaurants or anything. Don't go straight for that. Go to public places, any kind of public places, big venues. Right? If you're in New York City, the Statue of Liberty, in your city, you have the equivalent of that. You know what I mean, right? Go to those type of things for the next month and do reviews. That's going to bring up your local service guide. It's going to bring up your ranking. Okay, so you want to make sure that, and then you put in for that. Now look, you have your website built, you have your citations, you have your Google News, you have your press releases, you added your phone number properly to directories, a much better chance of being approved. Now, if you're not approved, well, you got to come up with the paperwork, right? You need to show your business papers that you're a business. Google's going to ask you. Well, that's that. So guys, listen, I hope this video helped you. Don't just put in for your Google business profile without doing these things. Do these things first. And I promise you're going to have a much better chance of it going through. Of course, it shows Google that you're a real business. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
In today's video, I'm going to show you how to get more calls using Google Business Profile. I'm going to show you 3 simple tweaks that you can do to improve your call volume. Watch this. All right, guys, I hope everybody's doing great. So I just want to show you some of the past couple of jobs we've done. So this is Home Insurance Agency, and this is where they're ranking in Staten Island, New York, right here, right up. I shouldn't move that up on the top. And this is Las Vegas artificial grass, synthetic lawns rather, right? And let's see, I already have this loaded right here, synthetic lawns of Las Vegas. They're up on the top. And then this is Davin Electric, and this is where they're ranked. So, we're getting our clients ranked and they're getting phone calls. And in this video, I want to show you exactly how we do it so you could do it for yourself. So this type of stuff sometimes could be overwhelming for some people, or you don't have enough time. If you'd like to speak with me, please click the Talk with Me button, and we could set up a quick consultation to see if we're a good fit for you. Thank you. All right, guys, so let's jump right into it. So in order to rank in Google Business Profile, you need to have an optimized website. You need to make sure that your Google Business Profile is at full strength, and you need reviews. So I'm going to show you 3 things that you could do that will improve your rankings within 24 hours. All right, guys, so let's take a look at this website, which is Las Vegas Synthetic Lawn. The first thing you want to do is you want to have the city name in the title, and you want the GMB category, your #1 GMB category. In this case, it's synthetic lawns. You want that to be in the title. So those 2 words you want in the title. The second place you want them, if possible, is you want to get it in the URL. So you'll see it says Las Vegas Synthetic Lawns. That happens to be their name. That really gave them a head start. Now, if they were ABC Lawns, what I would do is I would do abclawns.com, Las Vegas Synthetic Lawns. I would make a page just for that, right? So if they were ABC Lawns, I would make it abclawns.com, then / Las Vegas Synthetic Lawns, right? Okay. The next place you want it, the third place you want it, is you want it in the H tags. You want city, Las Vegas, and you want the GMB category, which is synthetic lawns. The fourth place you want it is in the first paragraph, and you want to bold those keywords, just like we did right here. See where it says synthetic lawns of Las Vegas. So if you could just do that on all your keywords, do your title, if possible, put it in your URL, change the name of your URL, put it in your H tag, which is right here. And then the last place you want it is in the first paragraph in bold. You want the GMB category and the city that you're trying to rank. The #1 ranking factor is having the correct GMB category. You'll see it right here, right? I can't tell you how many consultations I have with people and they have the wrong GMB category. Only the people up top will have the correct GMB category. So there's a tool I use, it's called GMB Everywhere, that gives me the secondary and third and fourth categories that people use to rank on Google Maps. So I'll put it in the description below, but I suggest you get it. I think they give you 5 free tries per day, and you could spy on your competitors and see what categories they're using. But even without using GMB Everywhere, you could see at least the #1 category, which is over here is electrician. So how you get to that is you just go to your GMB profile, your Google Business Profile, and just click right here where it says Edit Profile. And in your business category, the #1, 2, and 3, these are my GMB categories, but this is where you could make changes, all right? Be careful making too many changes because they have been suspending GM the month of April 2025. As I'm making this video, they're suspending a lot of GMB. So if you made a change this month, I would leave it alone for a little bit, but you want to make sure you have the right category. So we got your website, right? We got your website working great. We have your Google Business Profile. We have the right categories. Now the third part, this is what ties it all together, which are your reviews. Now, you can't run an effective campaign without knowing where you're currently ranking. A program like localdominator.co, I'll put the link in the description below. This is called a grid map. And anywhere in green is where you're ranking. So for example, if I'm standing in the center town right here, and I looked for electrician or synthetic lawns, I would rank. However, as you start to come out a little bit, I'll be in 6th place. You see the 6 right here? And if you come all the way out here, I'd be in 13th place for that keyword. Okay, so how do we rank in this area? How do we get in this area? Very simple, well, not simple, easy to explain, hard to do. But this is what you do. I'm not holding any punches. This is exactly what you do. You have to get people in the red area to be actually standing there giving you reviews. So for example, if you do an electrical job in this area right here, you have to get a review from that client saying that John from ABC Electric came, he was prompt on time, he was affordable, and he did my residential. He's a great residential electrician. He put in light fixtures and a ceiling fan, right? You want to include the keywords that you want to try to rank in. Now, the person has to be in this area. If you don't have a program like this, right, a grid software program, you don't know where you're ranking, you don't know how far you're ranking, and you don't know where you need reviews from, okay? So we want to get reviews all in these areas where we're not ranking. And the only way to do that is to have SEO grid software. All right. I recommend localdominator.co. I've also in the past recommend another good one is localfalcon.com. I'll put it in the description below, right? You could use that one. I've just been using this one lately and it's been working. I really like the way that this one works, but you could use whatever suits your pocketbook needs. Guys, I hope this video helped you. Please do those 3 things. Work on your website, make sure you have the right GMB categories, and you have to stack up on reviews. You have to, because you know what? Right now, everybody has like between 50 and 200 reviews. That's where, like, I don't know, maybe 60%, 70% of the people. In the next 2 or 3 years, it's going to be 2,000 to 3,000 reviews. And if you have 50 reviews, you're just never going to catch up. You also want to try to get reviews from Trustpilot and Yelp. And I know a lot of people don't like using Yelp because they only show your bad reviews. They don't show your good reviews. But try to get as many Yelp reviews as possible. That helps as well, right? So Trustpilot, I'll put the links in below for Trustpilot and for Yelp. In today's video, I want to show you how to rank in Google Maps using Notebook LM. This is amazing. Watch this. All right, guys, I hope everybody's doing great. In this video today, I'm going to show you how to use Notebook LM to really rock out your Google business profile and get it seen in different areas. So the first thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how to add pages to your website using Notebook LM. The next way is I'm going to show you some tweaks that you need to make in your Google business profile. And the last one, I think reviews are the easiest method to increase your Google business profile ranking. So let's get to it. All right, guys. So to make sure that we're all talking about the same thing, we're talking about ranking right here. Today, I'm using plumber near me, but you could be an electrician, a DUI doctor. I say the same things all the time. Just swap out your keywords. We're talking about ranking right here. This is the most clicked area on Google for local searches. So if you have a service-based business, you want to be here. You do not pay for your clicks. So if somebody comes here and clicks your website or calls you from here, this is not pay-per-click. All these clicks are free. So if you have, especially if you have an emergency service business, this is where people are clicking the most. If they need a lawyer right away, they're not scrolling down to here and they're not looking through Yelp. They're calling you up on the top. They're reading your reviews. They're clicking you. You need to be here. Now, not only do you need to be in this section, but you need to be in this section as we go out further away from your location. Wherever you registered your Google business profile, let's say it's 1010 Main Street. We want to be not on Maple Street, but we want to be all the way up here where it says Brandamore. And we want to be all the way down here where it says Romansville. See that?
We want to be in all those different areas. But how do we do that, right? Because there's 200 or 300 other plumbers or lawyers, and why would they pick us? So this video, I'm going to show you how. Now, this isn't an overnight trick. This isn't something that you're going to do and tomorrow you go, but you're going to understand how Google works and how to position yourself to be on the top of Google Maps by just following these steps. Hey guys, if this video brings any value, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Right, so the next thing you want to do is you want to come over to notebooklm.google. That's all, notebooklm.google. You come into an entrance page. When you click try it, you'll come to a page like this, and then you just click create new. All right, guys, so we want to rank up on top here in Brandamore, right? But we're, just for example, we're Armstrong Plumbing. I don't know Armstrong Plumbing. They're not a client of mine. But this is what I would do if I was Armstrong Plumbing and I wanted to rank up here in Brandamore. And this is what you should do, right? So we scroll down, we find Armstrong Plumbing. It's right here. It's outside the 3-pack. And we just click website. I am going to take the link on right here. I'm going to take Armstrong Plumbing, PA, and I'm copy it, and I'm just going to paste it where I click add source into Notebook LM, right? So this is Notebook LM. I clicked add source, and I have already added the website. Very, very simple. Now, you see these lines right here? All you do is click these lines, right? And what you want to do is you want to click custom. You want to let Google know that you want the title tag, right? So please write the title tag, description, and all the 8 tags, okay? And all you do is click save. All right, now I'm going to give it a prompt. All right, guys, so I just wrote a little prompt here that basically says, using the website supplied in Notebook LM, in this case, I'm using Armstrong Plumbing, please build me a 1,000-word location-specific keyword page for the keyword plumber Brandamore P. And we just hit go, and it's going to write the content for this page. And my God, every time it writes content, I'm literally blown away. So here we go. Here's a location-specific keyword page for plumbers Brandamore based on the information for Armstrong Plumbing. So we gave it all the information for Armstrong Plumbing, and then what it did was it built a page specifically for that area. Now, just think of this, because we have to think now even wider. We have to think about, in Brandamore, what other services do we offer? Well, we offer plumbing services, right? We're also going to build HVAC Brandamore, and we're going to build 24-hour emergency plumbing Brandamore, right? So think of all your keyword pages. Probably for each town, you probably have anywhere between 5 and 10 keyword pages, and you need to build them for each. Now, you don't necessarily have to put these pages on the navigation of your website, right? You don't necessarily have to, though you can, right? You don't have to put them on your navigation of your website, but you can. So for each area, so for example, like right here in Honeybrook, you want to rank here in Honeybrook, you have to do the same thing. Honeybrook HVAC. And then you come over to Notebook LM and you give it the same prompt, but you just tell it Honeybrook HVAC is the keyword, and it'll write all the content. The content's really, really good. I would go through all the content, but it has everything that you need. The only thing is, every once in a while, like even here, I noticed this isn't 1,000 words. So I would tell it, to kick it up a little bit more. We need some more content. You could generate a podcast out of this by just clicking generate. You could do FAQs, a study guide, briefing doc, a timeline. I mean, this is the reason why I love Notebook LM so much. So remember what I said in the beginning, right? In the beginning, I said you need to do your website, you need to do your Google business profile, and you need to do your reviews. You can't just put content on the website to say that you do HVAC in Brandamore and think that you're going to rank, right? So The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come over to your Google Business Profile, and I'm going to show you a section where you need to check off the areas that you work. I'm going to use my Google Business Profile as an example. So you just log into business.google.com. Very simply, you click, see where it says right here, Edit Profile. You're going to see your locations. So you just click Location right here. And see where it says Service Area, there's a little pencil. You click your service area and you just click your areas that are within 10 to 25 miles around where you registered your Google Business Profile. Don't go out 50 or 75, 100 miles too far. Try to stay within the area and just click your areas. Now, for each one of the areas that you click, you need a page on your website saying that you do that service in that area. Remember I showed you the chart that I made before that has the website, the Google Business Profile, and then the reviews, right? So we're going to do all three. So you need pages for every single area that you click here. Okay, so you want to put in your Google Business Profile, you want to put the areas that you serve and what you do in those areas in as many sections as possible. So I would take photos in those sections. Whenever you're doing work in those sections, I would add photos there. I would click Q&A. So you're allowed to add sections in the Q&A. You ask the question, you can answer the question. What you want to do is you want to fill your Google Business Profile with as much information as possible. Even if a client doesn't go in and look at it, you're telling Google what you do and where you do it. So fill up your entire Q&A section. One of the other things that's really good is to add updates. Now, this isn't necessarily going to help you rank, but once again, you want to fill up your Google Business Profile with what you do and where you do it. And if you're going into new towns, you just want to add update, let people know that you do HVAC in Brandamore, that you do DUI law in Tampa, wherever you're located, right? You want to do that. You want to create offers and also create events. All right, guys, so the last part of the equation is reviews. You want to use Notebook LM to create an outline, so this way you'll know what to tell your clients to write in the review. Now, you're not allowed to tell them exactly what to write, but it's okay to let them know, for example, the person who came out to them, or the service that they had, or the town that they live in. And what Notebook LM will do is we'll create the perfect outline for a review. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come over to Google. I'm going to click my competition, right? So I clicked Flow Plumbing Contractors, right? I went down, I clicked reviews. I scrolled down, I went to most relevant. And what I'm going to do is see if these are the most relevant for Google, then I want to know why they're the most relevant. So I'm going to click Add Source, and I'm going to copy text. And I'm going to just do this. I'm going to do this about 5 times. So I'm going to put 5 reviews in here, and we'll be right back. So I have my 5 reviews. I just pasted here. I probably should have changed the name, but they're just reviews. But they're the most relevant that Google sees for that area. So I wrote a prompt, and it says, I need Notebook LM to create an outline for my clients to write reviews. I have included several reviews Google deems most relevant. Based on the reviews I included, please write me an outline I can use when asking my clients for a review for my plumbing service in Brandamore, Pennsylvania. Now remember something, you're going to change the area, you're going to change the service, but you could keep this. You could just rewrite this prompt and you could use it yourself. So I'm going to just click Start, and it's going to write me an outline. So here's the outline that I need. Beautiful. Look at this. So, you could create like little flyers or little handouts, and or you could, hey, please watch this. I do this a lot. Please simplify for a 6th grader. Right? Because most people can't follow directions. Okay? So here you go. So it's simpler, right? What was the problem? What was good about the services, right? And you could just give them, you know, a little starter sheet. You could also put a QR code, so they click the QR code and it goes to directly to your review. They click that, and then they could just read this off, right? What was good about this service? How did they fix it, right? And they could just answer a couple of the questions. Because what happens, guys, is that you get a review that, you know, people are happy to write reviews, especially if you do a great job. But unfortunately, they don't write what you need, right? They were great. John was great. That doesn't tell Google much. They want to know what you did, where you did, were you affordable, right? That type of stuff, right? Would you suggest your service to other people? Would you recommend them, right? We can't expect people to know all that. So you just want to hand them a sheet like this and say, hey, when we're finished with the job, if you would please give us a review, and you can include just answering some of these questions. You don't need to answer all of them, and you're going to get better reviews. You will get better reviews from your clients. So that's how you use Notebook LM to rock out Google Maps. Guys, if this video helps you, please like and subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. So step one is you just type in the keyword that you're trying to rank in Google Maps for. Just to make sure we're all on the same page, Google Maps is this section right here. All right, so step two is I'm going to find my website. So I'm gonna have to scroll down. I'm just gonna pick any one. I'll scroll down, try to make it tough, right? It's on the first page, but it's probably about 15th place. And I'm just going to click Miller Electric. And when I click Miller Electric, I just want to click the website and take the website. All right, so I have the website copied, and I'm just going to click over here. See where it says Add Source in the left-hand corner here? I'm just going to click Add Source. I'm going to scroll down. You see where it says Website? I'm going to take the website. I'm going to right-click, and I'm just going to paste the website in and click Insert. Now, what I want to do is I want to give Notebook LM a prompt. All right, guys, so step three is I'm going to write a prompt. Now, it took me a little while to write this prompt. I'm just going to paste it in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this prompt and I'm going to put it in the description below. So if you just look underneath this video in the description, you could copy this prompt. I'll put this prompt in the description. You just copy it and just switch out Miller Electric, USA #1 for your website, and the area right here. See where it says the area? Just swap it out for your area. So this is step three, real easy. You need to write a prompt. I'm going to put it in the YouTube description below this video. Just copy and paste this prompt. All right, guys, so we want to rank this Miller's Electric, and we gave Notebook LM a prompt to say, hey, based on the information that we give you, we'd like you to compare, analyze the information, and let us know how to rank Miller's Electric. Well, we can't do that unless we give Notebook LM a bunch of information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a couple of my videos and some other popular sites on local SEO, and let's see what it comes up with. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to click Add Source. I'm going to go down to YouTube. I already have one of my videos ready to be analyzed. Let's give it another one. I click Add Source. I'll scroll down to YouTube, and I will paste YouTube video in, right? Then copy this video. And what this is doing is I'm basically feeding Notebook LM's brain, right? So I'm giving it a couple of videos. It's actually going to watch these videos, and it's going to store all the information in these videos. Then I'm going to give it some websites, some PDFs. I'm going to give it some Google documents. It's going to be beautiful by the time it's finished. So a channel I just got turned on to probably over the past couple of months has been Sterling Sky with Joy Hawkins. She puts out a lot of really good actionable videos. So I'm going to take this one, right? I'll take this video. I know that was one that I watched and I enjoyed. So I'll take that video. So let's go and take 2 or 3 Sterling Sky videos. So to drive Notebook LM crazy, I am going to add my friend Chris Palmer's video in this. Great guy, man. If you haven't seen Chris, go over to Chris Palmer SEO on YouTube, and he has a lot of really good lessons. I love this guy. So, I want to add his videos because he does a lot of good videos, and I enjoy his videos, particularly on schema markup. That's the code behind your website that lets Google know what your website's all about. He does some really good videos on how to do schema markup. So I picked one of his videos. I want that in there as well. All right, guys. So the next step is I want to fill the sources up with some great information. I picked out a couple of videos. I also went over to this website, Search Engine Land. It's my go-to to find out local SEO information at searchengineland.com. I also went over to Google and went to the developer's guide because let's face it, I don't want to break any of Google's rules, right? So I want to understand what Google's rules are, and I want to make sure that whatever information is being said in the videos and in the documents that I upload to Notebook LM, that I'm not doing any really hard black hat stuff that's illegal to Google. Check out this video. It's by SEO Fight Club, Ed Kubitis. This is a fabulous video on local SEO. So I took this video and I also uploaded it to Notebook LM. Okay, so I have all my documents here. Now, I could upload as many as 300 documents, but I don't want to do that, right? I don't want to upload 300 documents because it's really too much. I think it's going to water the information down. So I'm going to pick anywhere from 8 to 10 between videos and websites and maybe PDFs or, stuff like that. Now, one of the things that I left out is that once this is done, once I generate a report, I can also create a podcast out of all the information just based on my website. So you're driving to work and you want to listen to something, you take this link, you generate a link on Notebook LM, and you could listen to a podcast on how to rank your specific website in the Google Maps. So what you could also create are study guides, FAQs, a briefing doc, because you could just imagine how much information is going to be pulled out of this Notebook LM. So you could create a brief that would just give you, the cliff notes of what you need to do. Okay, so I have my prompt all set, and let me click start, and it's going to take a few minutes, and we'll come back in 2 or 3 minutes when it finishes analyzing everything we need. Guys, I'm literally blown away by the amount of information that Notebook LM found. What it did was it compared all the videos that I gave it, the notes from Google Developers Guide, as well as Search Engine Land, and it compared what the prompt that we needed for Notebook LM to examine all the content we gave it alongside of the website, and it came up with these notes. I don't know how it did it, but it tells you everything that you need to do to rank. Now, whether you could do that yourself is another story, but if you mouse over, this is the text that it's coming from the videos, right? So if you don't understand something, you just mouse over it. It also gives you, for example, over here, it says NAP consistency. So it found that in some parts of the website, there's one phone number. On some parts of the website, there's another phone number. So there's a conflict there. It tells you that you should use the keywords that aren't being used right now. I could go through the whole thing, but I just want you to get the idea because your report is going to be different than this fella's report, right? But it gives you everything that you need and then sources. And then not only that, like I said, it gives you a briefing doc, and it also gives you a podcast. And we're going to jump in and listen to a few minutes of the podcast next. Okay, guys, listen to this podcast. You're going to go crazy. I'm going to play it for a couple of minutes.
Welcome in, everybody. Ready for a deep dive into the world of Google Business Profiles.
Those all-important digital storefronts that can make or break a local business.
We've got a lot to unpack today. A super in-depth guide from Search Engine Land, a live website example Miller Electric, and insights from SEO gurus we found on YouTube.
Even some stuff about schema markup.
Oh yeah, we're going there. But first things first, let's set the stage. What are we looking at today and what's the mission?
Think of this as your one-stop shop for understanding Google Business Profiles, or GBPs.
GBPs, kind of love those acronyms.
From setting one up to optimizing it so you're ranking high in local search results.
And get this, even if you don't have a traditional website, you can still dominate Google Maps.
It's true. A strong GBP can be a game changer for local businesses.
But not every business qualifies for a GBP, right?
Right. There are some eligibility criteria.
Like what?
Well, the big one is face-to-face customer interaction.
So if your business is online only,
A GBP isn't the right fit.
makes sense.
But if you have a physical location where customers can visit, you're good to go.
Even if it's a home-based business.
Yep, even then. You'll need a dedicated phone number too, of course.
And gotta play by Google's rules.
Always. Their guidelines change all the time, so it's crucial to stay updated.
Sounds like Google has a lot of power here.
Hey guys, if you're getting any value out of this video, please like and subscribe. So let me explain what I am going to do here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type in the keyword I want to rank, which is residential electrician, but I want to write it for Tampa. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to come down to, for example, Hoffman Electric. I'm only going to go to websites. I'm not going to go to like Yelp top 10 electricians in Tampa. So this would be a great list to get on. You want to get on a list like this, right? So I'm going to go to just websites. So I'm going to go to Hoffman Electrical, right? I'm going to take this link. I'm going to click it. I'm going to take this link. This is their residential link. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to come over to Notebook LM. I'm going to click Add Source, and I'm going to go to Website. See where it says link right here? It says Website. I'm going to click that, and I am just going to add, right-click, and I'm going to insert. Now, what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to take you through the painful process of me clicking, 5 or 10 links, but I'm going to go through each one of these, and you'll see when I'm finished, they'll all be in the Add Source. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type in Tampa residential electrician, and I'm going to take several YouTube videos, right? And I'm going to also put them into Notebook LM. And the last thing I'm going to do is I am going to go to Reddit, and I'm going to take all these links because people have questions about how much things cost. Then I'm going to ask Notebook LM to take all the information that I just created. I'm going to write a prompt that says, hey, take all the information that I just created, that I just gave you in the ad sources, and I'd like you to write a 1,500-word blog article. I'd like you to write a content page, whatever content you need. Notebook LM will write that content for. So when I come back, you'll see all the sources that I added in Notebook LM. I just want to go through Notebook LM and show everybody what I did. I found the first several listings for Tampa residential electrician, and I added their links into Notebook LM. All I did was click Add Source, and then I clicked Website here on the bottom, and I was able to add all the websites just one at a time. Now, the other thing that I did was I added a Wikipedia page about home wiring. And the reason why I added this page is because I know it would be well written. It would have all the keywords and entities that I'm looking for in my article. So I added this Wikipedia page to writing. I also added several YouTube videos, a couple of YouTube videos. Now, here's the interesting thing. I tried to add Reddit posts and Quora posts, but they were not allowed. So Reddit and Quora do not allow you to add their information into Notebook LM. So I'm going to find another source, but just the information that I have here is going to be enough. wrote a prompt. Actually, I went over to DeepSeek and asked them to write a prompt. And this is what they wrote. They basically said, act as a local SEO content writer. I won't read the whole thing. And say that the name of the business is Mindsaw Electric and that we're in Tampa Bay and Brett Milletta is a master electrician with 26 years experience, and prioritize clarity, trust, local SEO to rank for Tampa residential electrician, because that's the key we're trying to rank. The tone, I want friendly, professional, jargon-free, and deliverables, we want around 1,500 words. Now, the reason why we want 1,500 words is that it may pull some services that we don't use. So I want to be able to go in and edit some of the content. So I'd like to have more content than I need. So I'm going to hit see what it comes up with. It's literally wow, wow, wow. So I gave him this prompt. By the way, I'm going to put this prompt in the description below. All you need to do is swap out my name, my business, the amount of time that I've worked, and add yours, right? Add the type of business you have, your name. That's all. Just swap out the variables. And this is the article that it wrote. Look at this beautiful H1, Mindsaw Electric, your trusted Tampa residential electrician. That's what we're trying to rank for. We're trying to rank for Tampa residential electrician. Take a look at your keyword pages. I guarantee you your H1 tag does not have the name of the town and what you're trying to rank for. It's going to say something like, we're the best, or we're here to help you, which doesn't say anything. All right, so that's your H1 tag. Now your H2 tags is why choose Mindsaw Electric. And it talks about, our expertise and clear upfront pricing, licensed and insured, customer satisfaction. Customers love us. Our residential electrical services in Tampa, and it names the services. Now, remember something. It pulled all the information from the websites, the local websites, and the Wikipedia page that I gave it. Is this incredible? Look at this. And each one of these are the sources. This is where we got it from. See these numbers? This is where we got it. We got this one from Mr. Sparky. We got that information from Mr. Sparky, again from Mr. Sparky, right? All this information, we got it. Look, proudly serving, has all the areas in Tampa. Are you kidding me? And then look, electrical services for your neighborhood, okay? Keep going down. Contact us on the bottom right. That's would be our footer, right? Like I said, it needs to be edited a little bit. It needs to be edited. But this is the reason why this article is great, right? It tells you everything that's incorporated. FAQs, SEO optimization, targeted keywords, right? Now I'm going to blow you away, all right? That was just, okay, I wrote a keyword page, all right. I just created a study guide out of this. I created FAQs, a briefing doc, and I also created a timeline, okay? Let's take a look at the briefing doc. This is the briefing doc. Look at this. Now this is more content. You could use these as, pages to link to your homepage. Look at this. Is this fabulous? Now, this is the thing that's going to blow you away. Listen to the podcast. I'm going to play it for about a minute or two. Listen to the podcast. Now, you remember something. You could take this podcast and you could add it to your website, right? So you could have a link on your website that says podcast. You could have a YouTube channel. You could take this podcast and upload it to Twitter, put it on your Facebook page. Listen to this.
All right, so it sounds like you're looking for an electrician in Tampa.
Yeah, lots of people are.
Well, you came to the right place, because on this deep dive,
That's right.
we're going to cover everything you need to know before hiring an electrician in Tampa.
Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah, Tampa Bay, you're right.
It's a big area.
So to do that, we're going to be looking at a couple of websites
Okay.
from local companies, On Time Electric and Mr. Sparky.
All right. I've heard of those guys.
Yeah. And then we've also got a really interesting Reddit thread
Oh, fun.
all about the cost of electricians in Tampa.
Always a hot topic.
And then just for fun, we went down a little Wikipedia rabbit hole
Nice.
all about home wiring.
Gotta know the basics.
Exactly. So by the end of this, you will be able to confidently choose the right electrician for your needs and maybe even impress them with your newfound electrical knowledge.
Is that incredible? Is that incredible? I wanted to show you something really quick. Google has changed their algorithm and they are now insisting that you include social as one of the signals to rank in Google Maps. Let's go to the next slide. Let me show you what I mean. So if you type your brand into Google, you'll notice on the cards underneath, you'll notice that it says add your social profiles. These social profiles first need to be added to your Google business profile. Secondly, you need to add your social profiles to your Google business profile. Let me show you how you do that. You just log into your Google business profile. As you can see, I'm logged in here. I click edit profile, right? And I scroll down, and you will notice that all my social profiles are added. Everything from Facebook to TikTok to X to YouTube and everything in between. Now, why does Google care about that? They care for two reasons. The first reason is they want to make sure that this is a real account. So if you're posting on social several times a week, it shows that it's a real account. The second thing they want to know is, are you doing jobs in the local area? You get credit on Google Maps for doing jobs in the local area. In the next slide, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Okay, guys, I'll make this as simple as possible. You notice right in the center, I circled the number 3. That represents where you registered your business. You are ranking in that area. But as you spread out, you'll notice that the numbers are getting higher. What Google wants to know is, do you do jobs in that area? Yes, you could place it on your website. Yes, you could get reviews from people in that area. But they also now want to see on your social, did you do jobs in that area, and are people interacting with you who are from that area? Right? So let me say that again, because not everybody is on the same page here. So what Google wants to see is that you've done jobs outside your area in the areas that are red as well. And a way that they're able to do that is if you plug in all your social media accounts into Google Business Profile, they are able to see, one, that you're a real business because you're posting several times a week, and you're posting about jobs that you've done in this area, right? Does that make sense, right? If you're plugged into the Google Business Profile, you've added all your accounts into the Google Business Profile, it shows Google that you do jobs in that area when you post. So guys, this could be a hassle. You could see you first have to enter all your socials the correct way into Google Business Profile. Then you got to post on each one of those socials several times a week. And you have to know what to post. You have to post keyword, you have to post on location. And another thing you want to do is you want to post about a company that you'd like to work with. So for example, a long time ago, I did a couple of videos on GMB Everywhere. Talking about their program. They watched my video, loved it, and we've become friends ever since and have done business together. Think about that. How many businesses would you like to do business with, but you haven't been able to get into the front door? Doing a video or creating posts on that business, complimenting that business, eventually they will see it and you will strike up a relationship. So in our service, we include that also. We include location posts, we include keyword posts, and we also include reach out posts where we create a video or a post about a business that you'd like to do business with. So we do a whole write-up on them and post it on your social media, and eventually they see it, like it, and hopefully one day we'll be able to work together. So let me show you something. So we schedule out all the posts for the month, so you don't have to worry about it. You could go into your dashboard and you could check all the posts. But here's the thing that's the best, even better than all that. You don't have to log into each separate social media account, because you could grab all your conversations from your dashboard. We include this all in your dashboard. So here's some people from Instagram, here's somebody from Facebook. If they interact with you on TikTok or LinkedIn, all you do is just go to appyourdomainname.com and you'll be able to log in and answer anyone without specifically logging into each and every social media account. If this is something that you're interested in, I can't see how you can't be interested in this, but if this is something that you're interested in and you'd like us to take care of it, I'd love to work with you. If not, I showed you how to do it, but you're going to have to log into each additional account. And then when you get messages, you're going to have to log in and answer from every account as well. And you know how to post, right? Because you want to do posts showing that you did work in those red areas. So you have to run grids first. So it's a lot of work, but I showed you how to do it. I'd like to do it for you. If you have any interest, just get in touch with me. In today's video, I'm going to show you the 4 places you need to add your city and your keyword on your website to rank in Google Maps. Watch this. All right, guys, I hope everybody's doing great. So we're using the keyword kitchen cabinets near me, right? So we're trying to rank here in Google Maps. This is the place that gets the most amount of clicks for local searches on Google. And if you notice, the first place is using the keyword cabinets. Second place and third place also using cabinets. But I found something interesting, and you may be making the same mistake. If I click more places and I scroll down, you'll notice Main Street Kitchen and Bath. If they just added the word cabinets, main kitchen and bath cabinets to their name, they would rank. Now, there is a chance for suspension. However, I think the chance here is very low. I can't tell you to make that change. Of course, it is a risk. But if you don't have that, if you don't have the keyword in the name and everybody else does, it's going to be very, very hard to rank for that category. So I just wanted to get that point out of the way. It's overlooked, but sometimes the things that are right in front of our face and the easiest thing to change, sometimes we overlook those things. So I wanted to point that out. So let's talk about the website, and let's talk about the 4 places you need to add the city that you do business in and your keyword. Thank you to everyone who likes and subscribes and supports my channel. I really appreciate it. You're really helping the channel grow, and we're getting close to 10,000 subs. So if you can please like and subscribe, let's do this thing. All right, guys. So 4 places you want to have your keyword is in the title tag right here. So you have it right up here. Well crafted cabinetry, Main Street Kitchen and Bath. Nice job. If we go down to the H tag, it says Main Street Kitchen and Bath, where the choices are yours and options are endless. Well, if you're trying to rank for kitchen cabinets or cabinetry, one of those keywords, it needs to be in your H1 tag. I have a free Google Chrome plugin that I downloaded. What's it called here? Dash SEO. I'll put it in the description below, but it's real easy. You just click it there and then see where it says headings. You'll be able to see what the H tags are, right? So it looks like, in fact, in this one, they don't even have an H1 tag. They don't have any H1 tags. Their first tag is an H3 tag. Their first tag should be an H1 tag. So this website is beautiful looking. It's just not set up for Google traffic, and maybe they don't want Google traffic. So the first area is your title tag. Your second area is the first big words on your homepage, which are usually the H tag. This is usually the H tag. These first big words on your site, you'll see them there. And then the third place is you want it in your paragraph. So you want the keyword cabinets. You want the place where you do business, Sarasota. You want that in that area right here. The fourth place you want it is if you don't have the word cabinets in your URL, in your domain name, right? You create a cabinet page. So it would be Main Street Kitchen and Cabinets and Bath / kitchen cabinets / bathroom cabinets / garage cabinets right after your domain name. So you need it in the URL structure. Now,
only because we designed the site. I'm not saying it's any better or any worse. I'm just saying that it's designed more for Google, right? So in this example, you'll notice that it says Scottsdale, Arizona. It says cabinetry. Great. We have the title tag taken care of. We have the domain name, cabinets for less. Great. And it will also have Scottsdale, right? So if you're going to pick a domain name, I would use your city and the top keyword that you're trying for. It's a lot easier to rank when you have a domain name that has your keyword in it and the area you're trying to rank, right? So you have it in those two places. Now you have it in your H tag right here, Scottsdale, Arizona's premier cabinet store, right? And then you have it in the first paragraph. You have it in here. You have the word cabinets, kitchen cabinets, cabinetry. You have Scottsdale, Arizona. See that? So those are the 4 places that you need to have it. If you do that, you're doing more than 60% of your competition. If you just do those 4 things. The Google Chrome plugin is called Detailed SEO extension. And what that will do, for example, is you come over here and you click the Chrome extension, and you'll be able to see their H tags, right? Their linking images, it's a whole bunch of good schema right there. So it's really good. I like to use it mostly for my H tags. I like to take a look at competitions, H tags in cities that are really hard to rank. I take a look at their H tags and I change it slightly. No need to reinvent the wheel if it's already invented. Some people have some dynamite H tags, and sometimes it's just changing a word from in to on, or adding an S or an exclamation point, just making it a little bit different. But if it's a dynamite H tag, I would use it, right? So just to recap, the 4 places are your title, inside your URL, your H tag, your H1 tag, which should be right here. It's the first big letters on your site. That's the H1 tag. So you want the city and your keyword, and then you want your city and keyword in your paragraph, right? And I would put it in my first paragraph 2 or 3 times. Naturally, just add it in there and reinforce that. So I hope this video helped you. I know it's a short one today, but sometimes the things that we look at every day could be overlooked, like I said earlier in the GMB. And one of the other things that we overlook sometimes is our family, right? It's people that we see every day, right? In the meantime, you're just doing something that 60% of your competition is not doing. Putting your keywords and your city in the 4 places that I explained. So you do that, your rankings are going to improve. Something I could do, you see my website right here, just click the talk to me button, and we could schedule a short consultation, or if you want to text me, you see my number here, and that's it. So thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow. In today's video, I want to show you how to make neighborhood pages on your website. All right, guys, I hope everybody's doing great. So we want to get in this area. This is called the Google 3-pack. It's been called Google Places in the past, Google My Business, and now Google Business Profile. We want to rock it right in here. But the problem is there is sometimes hundreds of other businesses that are trying to get in this area, the area that you're trying to get in. Here's the good news. The good news is that a lot of these business owners are sleeping. Some of them don't even know that they're in here, and the other ones are working very hard like yourself to get in here. But you know what? We're smarter than them, and we're going to get in this area. Now, I'm using locksmith as an example today, but you could be an electrician or a plumber, right? I say the same thing all the time. It doesn't matter what your industry is. We're just going to swap it out. So we're in our office right at 1010 Main Street, and we type in locksmith near me, and we show up in the Google 3-pack. We show up right here. However, when we take a ride down whatever the street is, 60, and we go west, and we end up in Clearwater, or we go over this bridge over here. Now we do a search, and we can't be found. And there's 3 reasons why you can't be found. And today we're going to go over the first reason, which is your website. If you want to do business in Clearwater, and you're located somewhere around this area in the right-hand corner, you need to have a page on your website that says you do business in in Clearwater. I'm going to show you exactly how to do the page. You're going to have to change the template around to the template you use, but you're going to put in all the elements that I speak to you about today. If you want to be found in this area, but you're located over here, you need to have a page on your website that shows Google that you do business in this area. Now, the second thing you need to do is go to your Google business profile, and you need to add into your Google business profile that you do business in Clearwater. If that's putting Google posts or adding it to your bio and in the services that you provide. And then the last thing you want is you want reviews. You need somebody standing in this area saying that they used your locksmith. Whatever you do, right? You need somebody standing in this area, leaving you a review saying, hey, I used Frank's DUI service and they were affordable and professional and on time, and speak about the case a little bit. And that's how you leave a review. Create a small card and put all your facts on the card. And when somebody's going to leave a review, give them that card so they can put the name of your firm, the service that they use. Well, they may say they're from Prospect Towers in Clearwater. That's a real good signal to Google, letting Google know where the person is by mentioning areas. But it has to be appropriate. So for example, for a plumber, it would be appropriate to mention Prospect Towers. 3 things, guys. You need a page on your website, add it in your Google business profile, and your reviews need to come from somebody actually standing in this area and maybe mentioning a couple of landmarks in this area, as well as the service that they used. They have to mention that keyword in the review. So I'm going to teach you how to create the perfect areas we serve page on your website. All I ask is that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and try to watch to the end because that's part of the algorithm. Thanks a lot, guys. So if you want to be found in different areas, different cities, like 5, 10, 15, maybe 20 miles away, you need to create pages on your website within a circle around where you registered your business. Go out about 5 or 10 miles, find a neighborhood or a city. You want to try to create a page like this. It doesn't have to look like this. It should just have all the elements. But what it matters is that you have the details. So for example, if you don't have a store, but you have a shop, or you have an agency, you change that word and you put information like this. If there are certain features that you have we used Clearwater as that place that was far away, right? Certain features, like for example, we'll drive out to you or you could drive to us. So if there's something special you do for that area, that would be your agency, office, store, service features. This is an event that they're having, an appliance event that is just in the Pinellas Park area. So once again, we're using Clearwater as that place that's far away. You may be in, Los Angeles, or you may be in New York City, but you're trying to rank in Midtown. So you may have an event going on where you want to bring people from that area to your store. You may have the event going to their place of business or their home. All we're trying to do, trying to show Google that for that specific area, we have an event just for that area. How many people will check your website and look for the event on that website, on that particular page? Read between the lines. These are sponsored products. These are products that appear to sell the most in that area. This is trending in your neighborhood. Another good idea. Now, for Home Depot, they say, did you know? So do you have some stuff in your neighborhood or the area that you're trying to service? Did you know? Did you know that we offer free estimates in Clearwater? List a couple of did you knows. Over here are store features. Maybe you have agency features, office features for your accounting firm, whatever features you have to offer for your business. This is the store detail. Now you're talking about your store, and then you want to talk about how you service that other area. Here's some FAQs. So get, 5 FAQs about your area and what you do. I know it seems like a lot of work, guys, but you really got to spend the time. Here's a map of their different stores. You may just have one store, but maybe you do business in these different areas, so you could create a map with pins. Here's something that's really important. What they did here, and I really love this, they took all the reviews only for this store. They embedded all the reviews just for this location on this particular page. So if you have 3 or 4 GMBs and you have a page for each GMB, what they did was they took all the reviews just for the Pinellas Park location and embedded only the Pinellas Park reviews on this page. If you just have 1 GMB, it's okay. You can dump them all into one spot. Another thing, definitely testimonials, reviews, your contact information, geographical details, maps, the list of services or service offerings. If there's a place where you want to put your prices, guys, this is an idea, right? I can't create the perfect template because every one of your websites are different. What I'm hearing from people when I speak with people is I ask, what areas of service pages do you have? And people don't even know what I'm talking about. Well, for every area that you service, you need to have a page on your website to say specifically what you do in that area. How do you service that area? And then you need to add it to your Google Business Profile. You need to add what you do and where you do it to your Google Business Profile. And then you need reviews. You need people to actually say, I was in Clearwater and I ordered Joe's plumbing service and he unclogged my sink. So that's it. That's what you do. So you don't have to make your page look like this. Just add in the elements that we spoke about. You may want to put like over here, conveniently located, and then you put in all the state parks, the statues, the bridges, conveniently located, and you just add all the things that are just specific to that area. Maybe there's a library, police precinct, bridge, statue, landmarks. Right? Conveniently located. These are really, really good ideas. There's no perfect science. There's nobody that's going to come out here and say, hey, do exactly this and you're going to rank. It needs 3 things. You need it on your website, you need the information in your Google Business Profile, and you need reviews with somebody standing in that area mentioning what you did for them. All right, guys, so I'm really excited to talk to you today about expanding your area and getting new leads. When you get new leads and you increase your income, you could do better things for your family, and right? That's the reason why I make these videos, so you could help yourself. If you have some extra time, just implement these things that I say, but first you have to understand the foundation, and that's what I'm kind of going to go over with you first. In order to be found in a certain area, a neighborhood, a city, a town, somewhere around 5, 10, 15 miles away, you need to have a page on your website that says you service that town. Hey guys, if you could like and subscribe, that really helps the channel get out there. It goes into the YouTube algorithm and it helps more people like yourself get the information that you're looking for. Now, like and subscribe is 2 good signals, but the most important signal is watching to the end. So if you can watch to the end, that helps the channel out. Thank you very much. What I mean by that is you need a page on your website saying that you do business in that area. You could look to see what I'm showing you right here in this red box. You need to have a page on each area to show what you've done in that area, so Google recognizes you for that area. However, that's not enough to rank. If you just put pages on your website, I guarantee you won't rank. It'll help a little bit, but it's only part 1 of 3. Part 2 of 3 is going to your Google Business Profile and clicking each section. I'm using my profile as an example. And what you want to do in the description is add the services that you offer, and you also want to add the areas that you work. Okay, so if I was rewriting my description, that's what I would write: the services that I offer and the areas that I do business in. And what I would do is I would go to each one of these links and see where I could inject what I do and where I do it. If I'm a plumber, I need to put all the services that I offer and where I offer those services. That's the only thing that you need to have on your mind. The third part, I call it the triangle method. You need to have it on your website, you need to have it in your Google Business Profile, and then the last thing you need to do is you need to have reviews. You need to have somebody standing in this location in Largo, Florida, in this red section, saying that you're a plumber. If they just give you a review saying your service is great, I highly recommend them, they haven't said anything. Their review may even stick because they're very active on Google. You need to influence or to be able to write me a beautiful 250-word review, which mentions my business name, the service I provided, I was cheap, I was affordable, professional, on time. All those things should be added in. So I would give my client an outline. The people have to be standing in this area when they make the review. Is it okay to be be slightly outside the area. Yes. However, if I was making a review and I was outside the area, I would be talking about the Lago Cultural Park Nature Preserve. So I would be talking about something within there and somehow related to plumbing. So for example, my house is located 2 blocks south of the Lago Central Park Nature Preserve, and I called ABC Electric and they were affordable and professional. Dave came down and diagnosed the problem. Within 2 hours, my sink was unclogged, or I needed a 24/7 emergency plumber, right? That's the keyword we're going. And everybody's review will be different because they're all using their own words. Reviews are really important, guys. So let's recap this. It's just something that I want you to understand. If you want to rank in a specific area, first thing you need to do is you need to get Local Falcon, and you need to see if you're ranking in that area already. It's really the only way to start your SEO campaign. Local Falcon is like going to the emergency room with a broken arm and them not doing an x-ray and trying to figure out what part of your arm is broken. What Local Falcon does is shows you where you're ranking and where you're not ranking. And where you're not ranking, you need to get signals from that area. What signals do you need to get from that area? You need pages on your website about that area. You need to add that area and the services that you provide in your Google business profile, and you need to get reviews from people in that area saying that you provided those services for them. 3 things: triangle, website, Google business profile, reviews. In all 3, they have to say the area and the service that was provided. If you're doing your own SEO, or if you have an agency doing, I don't care if I'm doing your SEO, you should have a program like Local Falcon checking my work. So if I'm saying check my work, I mean check everyone's work. Whoever you're working for, or whoever's ever working for you, you should check their work. Guys, if you're not receiving a report, a grid report for your local SEO, I suggest that you speak to your developer, your SEO person or team about that, because it's really important. When I give reports to my clients, things that I give them are not the backlinks that I built, all the tasks that I did, because I could fill a report with busy work. I've been doing this for 25 years. I provide the report with what's important to the client. How many people came to the website? How many people called or took action? Those are the things that's important to the client, and screenshots of where they're ranking, grid reports of where they're ranked, so they could see if they're still red, if they've improved since last month, has their phone calls improved since last month. I keep what's called a traffic light system. In my CRM, we use a CRM and we track phone calls. That's really important to us. We may green you out, for example, a plumber for air conditioning, but it's winter right now. You're not going to get any calls, right? So what good is a greened out map? It really does nothing for you. You want to be greened out for heating in the wintertime. And I'm sure your industry has different nuances, things that are popular in season or different times of the year. Your SEO company should be providing reports. You should be able to see where you're ranking in a grid report, and you should also see how many phone calls you got this month as opposed to last month. If there's something I could do, I put my cell number. Feel free to reach out to me. If you have a question, I'm happy to help you. Just shoot me a text so I have time to prepare an answer for you.
Hey, what's going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to rank in Google Maps. Watch this. All right, guys, I hope everybody's doing great. Let's get right into it. Let's rank in the Google Maps, in the Google 3-pack, in Google Business Profile. Let's get ranked. So today I'm going to use the example Locksmith, Sarasota, Florida. We're currently working on a client in this area, and I just want to go over a couple of things that we're doing to help you. So this is the most clicked on area on Google. Right here, this is the Google 3-pack right in this area, and you want to be located in this area if you're looking for a brand new business, new leads. So the first thing that you should do, just go to Google and just type in the area that you're trying to rank in, whether it's Sarasota or Tampa, Florida, or San Diego, California. You get the idea. You don't do the whole state like California. You do San Diego, California. You don't do all of Florida. You do Sarasota, Florida, wherever you're located. You'll notice that when you type in your area, your city, you'll notice there's a red line that goes around your city. You can see it right here. And this is Sarasota, Florida. So the reason why I do this first is because this is the only place where you need reviews, backlinks, content, talking about things in this area, jobs you've done in this area. It really makes it a lot easier if you're just worried about this area in the red line rather than the whole state, or even worse, the whole world, getting links and getting reviews. Let's just worry about this area because we are trying to rank right here in the Google 3-pack. This is the area that's getting the most clicks. So we need to show Google that we're relevant in this area only. Make sense so far? Hey guys, if you like what you're hearing in this video, please like and subscribe. It helps our channel grow. Thank you. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do, you need to get an SEO grid program. I have an affiliate link in the description below. I get a small cut from that. It doesn't cost you anymore. I happen to like Local Falcon, very easy to use. You could go to another service called localdominator.io. You could go to Local Viking. You could go to BrightLocal. Okay, so we have the area, right? We're only talking about this area, the city that we're trying to rank in. Now, the way that we rank websites is threefold. I call it the triangle method. We have the website, the Google business profile, and what clients are saying about you. So to make it easy, we're going to speak about red shoes, red Nike sneakers. Let's say it like that. Red Nike sneakers. We're going to say that the website has a page about red Nike sneakers. We're going to say that on the Google business profile, we post events, we talk about red Nike sneakers, and then somebody gives us a review about red Nike sneakers. When those three add up, you will start to show up right here in the Google 3-pack, in Google Maps, right in this area. Okay, how do we do that? How does it happen? So there are two types of websites. There are national brand websites, meaning like Costco and Home Depot, right? They service the whole nation. And then there are city brands like a local locksmith, a local fence installer, a local garage door, right? You have to make sure that when you're setting up your website, and I'm going to show you the difference, that you add the GMB category on the homepage and you add the city that you're trying to rank in. So if I'm trying to rank a locksmith in Sarasota, everything should be about locksmith and Sarasota on the homepage. Let's take a look at this. This is Alpha Security. Alpha Security cameras and security. I don't know where they're located, right? Intelligent end solution. And me and my friend Vasilis went over this. Very nice guy. Hey, if you guys need security, give my friend Vasilis a call. All right. So this is the Alpha guarantee, right? We still don't know where he does business, though. He's trying to rank locally. Now, we may look at this website and say, yeah, I see that. But what I want you to do is take a look at your website. Most people are still making this mistake. Once again, we provide the highest quality installation. How does it work? How does our cameras and security installation work, right? That's what it should say. Get a free quote on what? On cameras and security, Baltimore, Maryland, because that's the city he's trying to rank, evidently, right here. Okay. Now let's take a look at the website that we did. This one is not done yet. There's a couple of things that I still want to do, but you get the idea. The GMB category is locksmith. The area we're trying to rank is Sarasota, Florida. So all the tags, all the H tags are going to be about Sarasota, Florida, and locksmith. See that? And what you want to do also is you want to double up the phone number, meaning that you have it on the top. You want to add it several times throughout the website because some people may miss it up on top. Areas we serve locksmith service, right? We want to keep talking about that. What customers say about, not us, we're going to change that, about our locksmith service in Sarasota. Now, what we do is we actually add the last section on the bottom. We actually add about the area that we're working in, which is Sarasota or any city that we're working in. We put that on the homepage. And then we embed the Google Business Profile Map, not the city map, the Google Business Profile Map. You'll notice that when we click that, you know the difference right away. It's just you can see the reviews. See over here, you can see it has reviews and it says the name of the business. So they only have one GMB category, which is locksmith. If they had a second GMB category, which is emergency locksmith, that would be my first link, would be emergency locksmith, because it's the second GMB category. And then I would do my GMB categories going straight down here. Now, they only have one category, which is locksmith. That needs to go on the homepage. Everything on your homepage should be about your GMB category, your first GMB category, and what city you do business in. Now, your first link, since they don't have any other GMB categories, these are all the keyword pages that they're trying to rank for. And then your second set of links are the areas that they serve. And you create a page for each area that we serve. After that, you can put about us, contact us, frequently asked questions, doesn't matter. Make sure you put the credit cards that you offer and a nice big phone number. And if they miss it in the upper right, double it up again. I want you to take a look at your website. See how many signals you have. Some people have call us, then they have a form, then they have a chat button, and then they have Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, right? Don't confuse your clients. Just give them one way to contact you, which is to call. Most people want calls. Once again, when you create your inside pages, your keyword pages, it's everything about area that you service and keyword that you're trying to rank, which is automotive or car locksmith. All the content is about that. Very, very important. You want to use relevant pictures. I know your kids are really cute, but keep them off your website. They have nothing to do with automotive locksmith service. We have the area that we're trying to rank. We're trying to rank in Google Maps over here. Then we took a look at the map. We want to try to get backlinks from anywhere in this area. So for example, if we could get a backlink by placing an article on the Marine Laboratory and Aquarium or the Sarasota Jungle Gardens, right? If there's a way to get a backlink on those websites, sometimes they let you advertise for like $25 a year. And if you could get a link on these websites, this will really help you because they're all located within Sarasota. See that? Now, another trick is if you're getting a review. So we went to go to the Sarasota Jungle Gardens and I got locked out of my car and I called Athena Locksmith and I spoke with Phil and, he was great. He was professional and prompt and on time, right? But you want to mention where you were. So when you give a review, if you could mention one of the places that are in that area, that's going to help your rankings as well. Just make sure you mention the keyword automotive lockout service, for example, if you're trying to rank for that keyword. Now, you'll notice this is North Sarasota. The only way you know that you need to rank in that area is to do a SEO grid. Now, when you do an SEO grid and you notice that you're red in this area for a keyword like automotive lockout service, right? You know you need reviews in the upper area, in the northern area for automotive lockout service. So when you get your review, you get it for northern service right up on top of Sarasota. And if you could mention Sarasota Jungle Gardens, it shows Google that that's where you were. That's really important. So the three things that you want to do is you want to make sure that when you create your website that you mention the GMB category, if it's a GMB category page, or if it's a keyword page, and you want to mention the area that you're servicing. The second thing you want to do is you want to make sure that when you get reviews, you get them from the areas that you need reviews for that specific keyword. And there's no other way to tell them by running a grid report. If you're trying to rank in Google Maps, you need to have a grid program. You cannot rank in Google Maps without a grid program. Well, there's actually two more things that you want to get reviews where you're ranking in red, right? So if you're ranking in red for lockout service in this area, you need reviews in this area for lockout service. So you want to pick a landmark that's located up here and say that you were locked out of, the Tampa football stadium that's located up here, right? The next thing you want to do is you want to go into your Google business profile, click this area right here called Add Update. You want to put a description of different areas on Google where you're not ranking, and you want to talk about the jobs that you're doing in that area. So once again, the only way to check is to do a grid report and see in Highland, let's call this Highland Lake right here, right? This is Highland Lake over here, ranking in Highland Lake for automotive lockout service. What you want to do is you want to talk about Highland Lake in your update. You want to pick some things to do in Highland Lake and maybe show a picture of Highland Lake, and you want to talk about your service and how you serve that community. And you want to post it 3 to 5 times a week. Everything starts, guys, with the scan. The only way you could see where you're ranking and where you're not ranking is to use a scan. You want to make sure that before you start an SEO program, you want to make sure that you take a look at the map and see where Google put the line all around. So you may think, for example, that Sarasota Springs is located in Sarasota, but Google doesn't see that. So you want all your activity coming within this area. You want to get your reviews in this area. You want to try to get any backlinks. So for example, Sarasota Memorial Hospital, maybe they have a way to donate and they'll add a link to your website like $25 or $50 a year. That's really powerful to get all your backlinks and everything from here, from this area. So you have to put the area in and see where Google is bordering Sarasota or your area. This is really, really important. And the next thing you want to do is you want to run a grid report or see where you're ranking and where you're not ranking for that specific keyword. If you're not ranking in this area, you want to create content on your website in this area for that keyword. Then you want to get reviews mentioning, well, the person writing the review, that they were in this area and they used your service in this area and who they dealt with and that they were professional and affordable. Then you want to go over to your Google business profile and click add update and talk about this area and the service that you're trying to rank in this area. Highland Park, right? We said right here for automotive lockout service. We want to create posts for Highland Park and the automotive lockout service that we perform. Guys, I promise if you do this and if you keep on it, you're going to see your rankings improve dramatically, really, really dramatically. So just stay focused and make sure on your website you hammer home all the H tags, the area that you serve and the keyword that you're trying to rank. Okay? None of them should be about us or about our service. It should always say about our locksmith service in Sarasota or whatever service you provide. Guys, I hope that helped. I make these videos to help you so you're able to do this SEO work yourself. You're able to increase your leads. With that, you're able to take care of your family because that's the most important thing. Hey, what's going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to show you the easiest way to rank in Google Maps. I'm going to break it down step by step and make it super simple. Watch this. All right, guys, hope everybody's doing great. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to rank in Google Maps, how you could do it yourself. I'm going to show you the simplest, easiest way to do it yourself. For whatever reason you can't or you're not getting rankings, shoot me a text. I'm getting rankings for all my clients. I think that you could do it yourself, and I just want to show you how to do it. So that's what this whole video is about, how you could get more leads and more calls and grow your business so you could take care of your family. So let's jump in right now. All right, guys, in this example today, I'm going to use the keyword electrician, but you could be a plumber or a lawyer or whatever you do. I create videos for people who are trying to be found right here in the Google 3-pack. They're trying to be found locally. They're not selling a product that they could sell worldwide or nationwide. They're not an accountant where they could do business in New York or California. These are people that need to either drive to the dentist or the plumber needs to drive to them, and anywhere in between those two businesses. So let's talk first about your website. I'm using Starbucks as an example because everybody knows who Starbucks is, and I think people will get the example. Starbucks is a worldwide company. Starbucks is not trying to only sell coffee in Seattle. They have a product that they sell. They're not focused in on one area. Think about that when I say that. They're not focused on one area. They're focused on their product, and let's just say the service that they provide. Now, I found the website today, and it's an electrician website here in Florida. Really nice and designed beautifully and really done well. But let's use the example that we said before. When you create a website and you're trying to be found in the Google 3-pack in this area right here, what you need to do is you need to tell Google where you're located and what you do. I'll say that again. Where you're located and what you do. Let's take a look at this website. And in no way am I picking on these people or making fun of their, but all I'm trying to do is trying to make a point by showing you why they're not ranking as opposed to a site that is ranking, okay? So this site right here, All Circuit Electric LLC, is not ranking. Let's think about why. So here's what I want you to think about while you're looking at their website. What do they do and where do they do it? What do they do? So it says integrity, satisfaction. Okay, I saw a truck there for a second. Docks, services, boats, our services, landscape, home, and dock. Now, before you start to snicker, you're going to take a look at your website. You're going to see some of the same nonsense on your site. I guarantee you. Our services. So if you were Google and you were looking at this, what services would you think they are? Well, there's a good chance by them touching the electric box that they probably have something to do with electrical, but I'm not totally convinced. Where do they do this? Well, somewhere where the weather's warm, I guess, because there's palm trees and there's boats. Okay, we have the power, safety, integrity, and satisfaction. What do they do about us? A guy screwing something into a piece of wood. Okay, here's a picture of their truck. Very good. Okay, why choose us? Excellence, professionalism, and expertise. I'm asking you a question. What did they do and where did they do it? Now, with these new set of eyes, you're going to take a look at your website. This is the picture I probably would have used. This one single picture I would have used on the main image where it was all the way up here. All the images were flashing right here. I would have just used a picture like this or similar. This says what they do, right? They're an electric company. These are their employees. I could almost guarantee this is a real company. These look like real people. Okay, safety, what our customers say about what, and call. So basically, we went through almost the entire site. We don't know what they do or where they do it. However, there appears to be a map from one area to another here in Florida. And this is driving directions from Apollo Beach or Riverview to Apollo Beach. By the way, this is the wrong map if you're trying to be found in Google Maps. You want the Google Business Profile map embedded there. That's the one that could be found in your Google Business Profile in here. Let's take a look at the navigation. Once again, home, services, about, why choose us, testimonials, and contact us. And before you start to laugh at them, you're going to take a look at yours. I can almost guarantee you got something similar happen on yours. If this is a national website like Starbucks, rewards, menu, gift cards, this is perfect. If you're trying to rank in your area, this is very tough navigation to rank in your area. Let's go over something a little bit different. This is one of the sites that we did. In fact, right in the beginning where I showed you all the green dots where they're ranking, the good reason is because of their website. Their website is designed properly. Now, you may say, I like the other one better. You know what? So do I. I like the way this looks. It looks nice. I like all these images and I like the colors. But this is what Google likes. Google wants to know what you do and where you do it. Certified electrician. Electrician is their GMB category. Where they're located is Marietta, Georgia. Electrical contractor, Marietta, Georgia. They're trustworthy and professional. Frequently asked questions, electricians. This little accordion right here is great for getting in a bunch of keywords. You could do an FAQ. You want to get them at the top because you want to make sure Google reads that. But there's a great way. Do you see how many times we got in the word electrician and Marietta? See how many times we got that in? That's beautiful. Electrical company, Cobbs County. Marietta is Cobbs County. So you want to use the county name as well. You want to use the nickname of the town. Now, these are the services that they provide. These are, once again, more services. There's no doubt what this company does. Areas we serve, electrician. These are the areas. So if you want to rank in Smyrna, you need to have a page on your website that says that you do business in that area. You can't pick an area 100 miles away. Start with 10, 15 miles from your GMB location and find small towns that have good population, 50, 100,000 people, and try to rank in those towns by creating areas we serve pages. Why choose us as your electrician in the Atlanta metropolitan area? Beautiful. What our customers say about us. It really should be what our customers say about Marietta electricians. You get my point. Look how the hours are listed. This used to be a big thing. It's not so much anymore, but it should still be done. You need to list the hours the same way they're listed in the Google Business Profile. Can you rank with just Monday through Friday? You certainly can. This is what Google wants to see. Remember I said before the map? See, when I click the larger map, over here you're going to see the GMB map. This is the map that you want on your Google Business Profile. How do you know? When you click it, you'll see you have your reviews. Let's go back to this website. Look at the phone number, how small it is on the upper right-hand corner. And I don't know if it's repeated. So if I'm on my cell phone, right, because probably 60 or 70% of your traffic is coming through the cell, how much easier would it be if I was on the website just to tap these buttons? It's throughout the website I have the tap to call. See that over here? What credit cards do they take, right? That's important. What credit cards does this company take? I don't know. So we got that. Now, the first set of links, their only GMB category here is electrician. So your second and third GMB categories would go right down here. They only have one category, which is electrician. So their first set of links is not home or about us,
First of all, you know to click the logo to go home. You don't need a home button. So their first set of links are their keyword pages. These are all the keywords that they're attempting to rank for. These are the areas they serve. And this is the contact us button. Now, if you need some more pages, you want to put about us, you want to put, naturally your terms of service, all that all goes on the bottom. See, areas we serve, terms of service, contact us, that goes on the bottom. So you need to contact us up on top. Make sure you have your address. Your address goes on the bottom. You let people know up on top what areas you serve. Now I'm going to go over a couple of other things. So we went over the website, what the website should look like. Let's talk about pictures. If you were to Chattanooga electrician, look how many times our client comes up. Our client comes up probably 70 or 80% of the time. Google recognizes our brand. Why is that? The first thing I do is I type in the name of the town plus electrician, and I want to see the types of pictures that they're using. And to me, it's basically their logo with the vans. So I want to make sure that I have that on the website. Or also like the circuit boxes. That appears to be important to Google. If I type in, let's say, Alaska electricians, so that's a little bit different, right? Some more outdoor stuff. So Google sees these pictures up on lineman type pictures more important. So you really need to type in the name of your town. Let's see, Tampa. I guess you can't go wrong with these circuit boxes and vans if you're an electrician. But whatever your first GMB category is, make sure you type in the name of your town plus your GMB category, electrician, dentist, plumber, whatever you do, your GMB category, and you make sure that you go to images and you want to look at all the images and see what other people are using. Because those are the type of pictures that you want to use on your website. Hey guys, if you've made it this far, please like and subscribe my video. This really helps get it out to more people just like you looking to improve their business and improve their families' lives. All right, so what my staff does is they create a website and they get all the pictures together. They have their homepage set up like this. So they have Google, then they have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr. What they do is they'll take a picture. So they'll take a picture like this. And then what they'll do is they'll create a Google post, a Facebook post, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. They'll put it all over social media. That's the reason why Google is picking up all those images for that client, because what we do is we don't only just put it on the website, we also put it all over social media, and then you use Fiverr. Give those images to Fiverr and you have them posted on other websites like Tumblr's, bloggers, Wix website. Just get that image on other websites so Google sees that it's popular. And if you could do that, you're going to blow out the images in your area. You're going to get ranked for those images. What we're trying to do is we're trying to show Google that Google recognizes our brand. And one of the ways that we could do it is through images. So it's very, very important. You want to rank in the Google 3-pack, Google has to recognize your brand. One of the ways is through images. Another way is through reviews. And I want to go through that right now. All right, guys. So if you want to be found right here in the Google 3-pack, what you need to do first is you need to run a grid report. You'll notice right here, I have my grid report. When you first run a grid report, it should all be red, meaning that you just uploaded your website, now you ran a grid report, and it's all red. So you reach out and you start watching videos like mine, and you're like, how do I turn this red green? Because once it's green, then you're ranking in different areas, and you're doing well. The first thing you need to do, you need to fix your website. The second thing you need to do is you need to go to your Google business profile, and you need to make sure that you have the right GMB categories. So for example, for electrician, the GMB category is electrician. You'll see it right here. So you want to check your GMB categories. You want to make sure that you have the proper categories in your GMB. That's really, really important. Let's come back to this grid. In the upper left-hand corner, the dots were red. What we need is somebody standing on those red dots, giving a review using the word electrician. For example, Mr. Electric of Chattanooga is a fast, affordable electrician. They did a patio job for me where they did some outdoor work, describe the technician, include the person's name who worked there. You want to write about anywhere from 100 to 200 words, somewhere around there. And you want to add the keywords in there, name of the company, the person who came to your house, they were affordable,
affordable, professional, on time, the type of job that they did, you know, an indoor and outdoor electrician, residential, commercial electrician job. And they need to be standing at that location to rank in that location. Now, 3 things have to happen, guys. 1, you need to have that location on your website saying that you do service in that area. Then you need to go to your Google Business profile, and you need to make sure that in your Google Business profile it says that you service that area. Then the 3rd thing is you need a review. You need somebody that's not part of your organization that says that you've done work in that area. But here's a couple of other tips. I want you to start thinking like this. Let's just say you're going to do a press release and you want to be found here in Enterprise South Nature Park, somewhere around that area. You want to be found in that area. So you do a press release and you find all the little streets and or things to do, monuments and or police precincts, something original about that area. And when you do that press release, when you write a press release, you write about your business, you also sprinkle in the places that are in that area, either streets, monuments, points of interest, right, in that press release. So here's what I'm saying. When you're writing something off-site that's not on your website, like a review or a press release, or you're doing a Google News, or you're writing a page on another website about your website, you're creating a backlink and you're writing an article on another website, you want to mention the area that you do the work in. But you want to make sure that you're writing for an area where you're not ranking. What good is it to write in an area that you're ranking? That's why you need to do a grid report. I have a link down below for Local Falcon. Just click the link. You know, it's my affiliate link and it's the same price. You need to use a grid reporting software to see where you're ranking and where you're not ranking. If you're not ranking in that area, you need somebody to be standing on those red dots using the word electrician. Write an article like a press release. Add in those areas that you do work in. This is how you rank locally. You need to show Google that you're the expert in that area and you do business in that area. Go into Google Business Profile and you just click link by link. So if you just go one by one right here, edit profile. These are the areas that you service. Just go one by one and just fill everything out. Just go one by one. Your reviews, your messages, your photos, upload enough photos, create products. I'm going to do a video on that. I'm sure your mind's thinking right now as I'm talking, oh, I guess I could do this, I could do that. Yes, you can. That you're the expert in that area. All right, guys, listen, with that being said, I hope everybody has a good day. I hope this video helped you. I hope shining the light on. But listen, that's how you rank. It's real simple. If there's something I could do to help you, see my cell number. Hey, what's going on, guys? Did you know you could massively increase your Google Maps rankings in 24 hours? Watch this. All right, guys, I hope everybody's doing great. So let's get right into it. Today, I'm using the keyword roofer near me. And remember, we're trying to get right here in the Google 3-pack. This is what I specialize in. This is the only thing I do. I rank clients in the Google 3-pack. If you're interested, please feel free. Shoot me a text. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down. I found a business already that it's very, very interesting, and I believe we could make a couple of tweaks. Let me show you what I would do if I was working for them. I'm going to show you a couple of tweaks that I would do, and maybe you're having the same issue. So let's take a look at it. The business is going to be BB Roofing and Contracting. So we're going to jump right into that next. Hey guys, if you could please like and share my video. I made this video just for you, but there's other people just like you that want the same information. If more people like and watch to the end, then Google sees this or YouTube sees this as a good video that they want to share out to other people. So please like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. All right, guys, let's jump right into it. So we have the website that we're looking at, BB Roofing Contracting Corp. And you'll notice they have 161 reviews. And I'm saying to myself, 161 reviews, how are they so far away? Well, let's take a look. So the program that I'm using to get these orange boxes here is called GMB Everywhere. You can install the free Chrome plugin that'll allow you to see the information that I'm seeing right here. Why it's good is it lets you see everybody else's GMB category. So you'll notice he just has roofing contractor, but they're also contracting corp. So if he's trying to rank for other keywords in the Google 3-pack besides roofing contractor, he needs other GMB categories. Like contractor, that's a GMB category. So I would be roofing contractor and contractor. Okay? What's good is you're able to see everybody else's GMB categories to get some ideas here. Okay, we're just going to stay with roofing contractor. Let's take a look at the website. Well, when we go to the website, the H1 tag right here, this should say top rated 5-star roofing contractor, city name, Staten Island, New York, Tampa Bay, wherever they're located. Okay, so right away, that's a big error. If I mouse over their title tag, it just says BB Contracting Corp. That should say roofing contractor, Staten Island, top rated, 5-star Google rated roofing contractor, something to that effect. Okay? As we scroll down on the home page, all their H tags, everything that's big like this is their H tags. And I think this is an H2 tag. Look at this H2 tag. It says explore our services. What does that mean to Google? Explore our services. Now, before you laugh, open up another window and check out your website, right? Because we all make these mistakes. And there's nothing wrong with this business. I'm sure this guy could buy and sell me 100 times. I'm just showing this website as an example, as things that you need to do. You want to make sure that your H tags are covered. They all say what you do and where you do it. Even though we've got you covered, that doesn't really tell Google what they do and where they do it. Okay? And they won several awards. And then you can follow them on Instagram. So if you were Google, where would you place them? Look at this homepage. Where would you place them? What would you say they did? You don't know, right? You don't know what they do or where they do it. So, okay. So we have their GMB category. Your first set of links. Guys, if you have a home link as your first link, please remove it. Everybody knows to click your logo to go back home. You don't need a home link. The phone number should be nice and big. Everybody tells me they want more phone calls. How are we going to get more phone calls with a 0.5 font? I want a nice big phone number here. And then underneath, I want another call today. I'll show you a good example. I always use my website. I call it the Mona Lisa of websites. This is one of the websites we created. I just like to use it because it's really clear. So see how big the phone number is? See the credit cards they accept? See where they're located? Everything's right here. See if you want to call them right here. If you missed the phone number here, you got it right here. Let's go back to BB Corp, right? Where's the phone number? Where are they located? What do they do? What credit cards do they accept? Right? I want to see the phone number nice and big on the right-hand side. Now, they only have one GMB category. So your first set of links should be all the keyword pages that they're trying to rank for. So for example, residential roofing, metal roofing, shingled roofing, commercial roofing. Those should be your first set of links, all their keyword pages that they're trying to rank for. Their second set of links, instead of about us, should be areas we serve. So they may serve Graniteville, they may serve Heartland Village, Richmond Terrace, Amboy. Those are different sections in Staten Island that they may service. They need a link, rather, with a page for each section that they service. So let's do this again. And I know a lot of people who watch my videos know what I'm talking about, but let's just go over this real quick. You have one GMB category. Your homepage should be about the GMB category and should be about where you're from. Top rated 5-star Google or roofer located in Staten Island or on Staten Island, right? Everything here, explore our roofing services on Staten Island or in Richmond County, right? So you can use different terms for that or use zip codes or something like that, right? Maybe later on you can use zip codes. You need more content here about what you do and where you do it. Guys, if you have a form below the fold, nobody's filling it out. If you're going to use a form, it has to be right here. If it's below the fold, I guarantee you everyone's missing it. and almost nobody's filling it out. All right. So we have the homepage. We know what to do. We know we need to add more content. We need to add content about roofing, and we need to add content about Staten Island. Now, here's a Staten Island website we did, and you'll notice after what we do and where we do it, there is a section about Staten Island. There's no doubt where this person performs their service and what they do, you see? And there's doubt here. If you scroll down, you don't know what they do or where they do it. So take a look at your website, make sure that all your H tags are correct, and you have a lot of content. If you want to use the Soren Law site as a model, feel free. I call it the Mona Lisa of websites. I think it's great. Okay, your first set of links now are all your keyword pages, all the keywords that you're trying to rank in the Google 3 platform. For example, affordable roofers, right? Stuff like that. Next one, where you perform these services. Now, after those 3 links, you could do anything you want. You could do gallery, reviews, contact us. You should always have a contact us, and it should always be last. Okay? Now, let's take a look at something else. They have 161 reviews. They have 161 reviews. I just have a feeling. Let me go to newest. So one of the things that you need to do, guys, is you need to take a look at your competition and see exactly what I did. See where it says sort, and you want to go to newest, and you want to see how frequent people are getting reviews. And if they're getting reviews like 2-3 times a week, you know that that's what you need to do. Try to get your reviews during business hours. It looks fishy when you post it, when reviews are posted at 3 o'clock in the morning. Not that it's not possible. It's just that reviews appear to stick a bit better when they're done during business hours. Okay? I'll say it like that. So it looks like we got a review 4 days ago, and then 2 weeks ago, and then a month ago, right? So I would take a look at all my other reviews, and I would want to see how often they're getting reviews. And the other thing is they have to use, look, a fantastic organization, very professional proof of individuals. It should say a fantastic roofing company in Staten Island, right? You want the review to use the keyword, where they're from, who they dealt with, and then you want to use, terms when you're posting a review, like whether they professional, affordable. You want to add those terms in when reviews are posted. So unfortunately, you have to let your clients know. You can't tell them what to say, but you could guide them, because if not, they'll just say you're great. Mindsaw, they're great. Okay. The next thing, guys, you want to go over to your Google business profile, right? And you want to click Add Update. See here, Add Update. When you click Add Update, this is where you could create your Google posts. So if you're not ranking for roofer in Staten Island or on Staten Island, you create Google posts about that keyword and use relevant pictures about that keyword in your post. So if you're trying to rank for roofer, you wouldn't have, for example, a mom and her daughter hugging one another, or, somebody playing catch baseball or something like that. You want pictures of roofs, you want pictures of Staten Island, you want pictures of your city and what you do. Okay, if you have a truck, great. Post pictures of your truck, right? We're trying to show Google that we're a real business and where we service. So in the description, we want to add towns, right? Well, we want to add places that are notable. I did a job on Willow Avenue next to the 122 precinct, right? I did a roofing job on, next to the 122 precinct, or next to the Main Street Library located in Kansas City, Missouri. So you want to add those elements into your posts. It's very important. They're also good to add into your reviews. So if I were BB Contracting, I would make all those changes. And then another thing I would do is I would have my friends or customers type in roofer near me, scroll down, go to BB Roofing, click it, click the website or click to call, right? And show that we're finished and that we completed the action and X out of the search. So get information by going to the website or making a call, see that? And then we want to complete the search. If you could do that like twice a day during business hours, if you're all the way on the bottom, it's not going to help too much. If you do those changes and you're located like over here, A&S Roofing, like you're 4th, 5th, 6th, somewhere around there, you make those changes that I just mentioned. You get 1 or 2 reviews with the keyword roofer or whatever you do. And you get 2 people a day from different devices to type in roofer near me, scroll down, click your listing, click the website, or click to call, X out of the search. If you could do that within 24 hours, I guarantee you're going to be in the Google 3-pack. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. All right, guys, listen. The reason why I make these videos is because 2 reasons. 1, you're able to help yourself. I mean, let's face it, people call me or text me and say, hey, I need your help. I don't have the time to do it. Or I worked with a guy that said, give me 90 days. I could definitely get you ranked, and you haven't seen any work. You haven't seen anything, right? So, you may want to call me. So, or text me. So feel free, you can text me anytime.
Hey, what's going on, guys? In today's video, I want to show you how to choose an SEO. And the one question you should never ask, because it screams, please take advantage of me. I don't know what I'm buying. Never ask this question. So if the first question is, how much do you charge? Followed by, have you ever done any other sites in my industry? It lets the SEO know you don't know what you're buying. The first question that you should ask is, what is your process? That's the first question that you should ask. You should ask your SEO, what is the process? What process will you take me through to find out what my needs are before you start my campaign? That's the most important question that you could ask, because if your SEO does not have a process to take each and every client through, then everything is just putting out fires as they come up, meaning that when you call on a Wednesday, that's when their whole team shifts and works on your work. And if you don't call, nobody does any work on your project, right? So in this video, I'm going to show you a process. Now, it's my process, and in no way is this video an advertisement to use me. I just want to make a video to show you the questions that you should ask, and so you could make the best choice for you, right? I hope that makes sense, right? So that's what this video is about. It's not about me, it's about helping you, and let's go through it. So most of our clients watch our YouTube videos and then come over to our website. They come over to our website, they usually click this Talk With Me button, and just fill out a quick form. It's just 6 quick answers where you could select it yourself. I'll show you yourself. And it lets me know a little bit about why you're here and what you're looking to do and what your goals are, right? And then we'll set up a fast 5-minute test, right? We'll set up a quick 5-minute call. And then what we do right here is we schedule Wednesday the 9th at 1 o'clock. We'll schedule a short call so I could get to know you a little bit, find out about your business and what you're looking to do. So this is the second interaction that you'll have with either me or my agency. The first one is either you filled out a form on our website or you called us. The second one is where we set up what's called here, it's called the discovery form. And on this discovery form, I want to find out about your business. I want to find out about what are some of the challenges facing your business. How do you currently promote your business? We have a lot of clients that promote on Facebook or have tried pay-per-click on their own, and it wasn't set up right, and it went through $1,000 in a couple of hours, and they have a sour taste for pay-per-click, and they may want to or may not want to do it again. But I want to know all about that. I want to know who your competitors are, and do you have a process when a new lead comes into your business? Do you answer the call yourself on your cell phone, or do you have a secretary or a service that answers these calls? Who's your ideal client? Have you ever tried any type of any other type of advertising? And then I want to know a couple of keywords you want to be found in maps for. So this is the discovery meeting where I find out about your business and how you do business. Now, the third meeting that we have, right? Because the first one you filled out the form and you spoke with us. The second one was this discovery meeting. Now the third one we have is called a solutions meeting. Basically, everything that you told us here in the discovery meeting, I need to know if I could provide the solution for you. In some cases, I can't. I spoke with, I think it was a roofer in Long Island. We went through the discovery meeting. When we did the solutions meeting, he was ranking, all his keywords were ranking in Long Island, and they was ranking #1 in every keyword in the whole entire Long Island. I said, my friend, what could I possibly do for you? You'll rank. He didn't know he was ranking, so I could not work, I couldn't work with him. I couldn't help his business grow any further than it's been, right? I had it, most other people, they're not ranking anywhere. They have 1 or 2 reviews. Their website is either a one-page website or it has very little content on it. And they're going against monsters. They're going against people that have 1,000 reviews. They have a 1,000-page website. Unless you want to hang in there for a year or 2, I can't help you, right? And it's a big investment for some people. So I wouldn't be able to help somebody like that. So I don't take in any jobs where I can't help you. The last thing I want is somebody calling my business 5 days a week to ask what's going on, which brings me to the last part, which is reports, right? If you're working with an SEO company, they should be showing you reports, and the reports they should be showing you are how you're ranking, not all the work they're doing, right? Because we could fill that report up with busy work, right? We could fill that report up with a lot of busy work. I want to know, how are we ranking? But I'll get up to that in a second. So we're on the discovery meeting portion now. I found out about your business, and now I have to provide solutions. So a great question you could ask somebody right off the top, which will let them know you're on top of things, is what CRM are you using and what's your process? Those are the questions that you should ask. How are you going to organize my business in your system? How are you going to do that? So the CRM that we use is one called ClickUp. And then I created a section called the Solutions. And this Solutions section basically is the answer to all the questions that we asked in the discovery. Either we could help you or we can't. So we talk about local SEO, and we talk about the most important factors in SEO is your Google business profile, your website, your reviews, citations, and if you have a localized content strategy. I show you that I have a team, and this is everybody on the team. We have 7 people that work on your website. We're not a solo operation. This isn't a one-man band here, right? So you get to know who's on our team and what they do. Then we show a map of your ranking area. And then we show you, based on the keywords in the discovery meeting, we show you where you're ranking. Right? So this is how you're ranking. So a client like this, I probably would not take on unless they wanted to take on a larger area, and I felt we could rank them in a larger area because they're ranking basically in every area. These green dots they're ranking in the Google 3-pack, right? So then I show them their competitor, how their competitors are ranking for a specific keyword. So based on that, that's when I know whether I'll take the client in or not. They're not ranking, but they have a good amount of reviews. I know the changes that we need to make on their website to get them ranking in Google Maps. I'll take the client on. But if it's a wreck, I'm not going to take them. Or if they're already ranking, I'm not going to take them. Around here is when we'll start speaking price, right? Because at this point that I've done enough research to know what the price is. So once we get a client on board, we put them in what's called the traffic light system. Red meaning they need help, yellow meaning they're doing okay, and green meaning they're doing great. I got this idea from 7-Figure Agency by Josh Nelson. He spoke about this one time, and I implemented into so this is how I manage all my clients. We run reports twice a month, and these reports will change because Google's always changing their algorithm. So we run a report on the 1st, and the client is mostly red. We'll do some work and hopefully get them into yellow or get them into green, mostly green, right? But this is how we manage. These are the questions you should be asking. Like this is the process. Like, what's your process? I don't need client A up top here to call me to say he's not ranking, because I already know that. I know that he's not ranking. I know that there was a change that was made on the website or in the GBP that ruined his ranking. So every day we start our day off by looking at our traffic light system, and we want to know who's ranking and who's not ranking. And every day we make these changes to the traffic light system. Okay? So I hope this video helped. These are the questions that you need to ask. Like, what CRM do you use? How do you manage my clients? Do I get a monthly report? Can I have a sample of the monthly report? Once you've asked those questions, then approximately, how much is your average charge? That's a perfectly good question to ask. Have you ever worked with anybody in our industry? But it's just not the first question to ask. When people ask me that first question, I remember somebody telling me a story one time that they wanted to bring their daughter to dancing school, and they knew nothing about it because it was a guy. He knew nothing. So he's like, I didn't know what to ask. I asked them, how much does it cost? Because I didn't know any of the moves they were going to teach my daughter. I just wanted to know if I could afford it, right? So don't ask that question first. If you're playing poker, it shows your hand, right? Ask the questions that I said in this video. I hope this video helped you. Remember, I make these videos to help you and your family make more money, get more leads so you can make more money, put your kids in better schools, go on vacation, and do the things around the house that strengthen your family, right? That's what it's all about, right? If there's something that I could do, you see my number up on the screen. Feel free, you can shoot me a text or go to my website and just click the Talk to Us button. Fill out that form. I'll be happy to have a consultation with you and help you in any way possible. So guys, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.